back. I'm so excited. Look, y'all, I bought this thing, right? To find my keys because I always seem to lose them. And it got so annoying because every time you talk or anything, you're supposed to be able to whistle to find your keys, right? Well, it doesn't work when you whistle, but when you talk, it sure does. Let's get rid of that thing. I got it at Barnes & Noble's. You guys, I'm starting to get really angry. It's still going off right now. So, I'm starting to get so mad because this live Real TV or Real TV Live or whatever, they got like over 1 million subscribers. They keep hitting me with copyright claims on videos that I have already done that they're doing now. And they just hit me with another copyright claim. This is the 4th one. They got me on. Let's pull it up because this is some bull crap. And I'm getting so pissed. I should be hitting them with copyright claims because they're putting out videos on stuff that I have already done. And then they're claiming what I have already done in the past as their own. And I'm over here going... And they hit me with a copyright on the documentary that we did, The Great Awakening. And I'm over here going, we did that like a month ago, bro. And you're going to be hitting, get on out of here. It's so stupid. Yeah. So their live stream is about to, let's look at this, man, because it's really fucking irritating my whole soul. So here, let's pull him up. London Real TV, my bad. London Real TV. Ooh, I'm shaking. I'm so mad. London Real TV. I guarantee you they're doing a live stream right now. Oh! Ah! Would you look at this?
I just say, well, if you want. I mean, is a girl a
24
whore?
watching.
Or is she a whore?
Okay.
You
Here,
know,
let's
what?
do a little, don't do nothing.
Is she a gold
Does she do
digger?
it for a living? Or does she do it
Don't say anything because they're doing The Great Awakening, and I don't know when their video came out. What's really going on? London Real TV, what's really going on? What's really going on? We will not be silenced. I didn't use the documentary on their channel. I got it from the person that made this. It wasn't London Real TV, but it's saying that they are premiering it or something. It's probably premiering in the future because that's exactly what they do. They premiere something in the future that's about to go live, and they go in and hit copyright claims on stuff that I have already done. And it's getting really infuriating. And it's really crazy that you have 2.26 million subscribers. So I was wrong. And hit copyright. They have, let me see. Okay, they got 25 people watching it right now. 27. I'm sorry. We got 360,000 subscribers, and we got over 115 of you guys here. So it's like something doesn't add up with this channel. It's kind of making me think like, is it a bunch of bots or something? I don't know, but it's driving me absolutely insane. How is everybody today? London Real TV, they are a, oh, that fucking key thing, man, it's irritating my soul. It's over there beeping and beeping and beeping. I don't even know who they are. I didn't know who they were until they hit me with copyright claims on stuff that I've done off of Twitter. They're trying to claim that Tucker Carlson's is their own because I'm starting to think they're watching my videos, doing the content that I'm doing, because they're always putting it out afterwards, way after the fact. I'm talking one was like 2 days after I did it. This, The Great Awakening, was like months ago. And I'm over here going, what the hell? I should be hitting them. And in fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start hitting them. How is everybody, y'all? How are you guys? They bought fake subs. Oh my God, I used to get those Instagram messages all the time. We can give you 1,000 likes for $100. We can give you 1,000 subscribers for $100. I even had some guy ask me to sell my channel to him. And it was a hefty amount of money. A lot of money. I could have been like, good. I could have done about a house and everything. And I was like, I sent it to Elboids. I was like, look at this shit, right? And he's like, don't ever sell your channel. I'm like, I'm never going to. We have such a strong community here. We have built bonds. And the very second that you sell your channel, that you give up all of that? No, thank you. I don't think so. I hope everybody's doing well, you guys. We have some crazy weather lately. First of all, Ohio knocked out power. I had no power for like 12 hours, if not, I think maybe longer than that, actually. And then we had a flood down in my basement. I had to rip everything out and scrub, and ugh, gross. It was dirty, yucky water because the sub pump backed up and it just flowed everywhere. And then I had to clean all that up and rip everything out. I threw away so much of my stuff. I'm like, my big Hello Kitty got all yucky, and there's a lot of stuff that I lost, but life was not lost. My neighborhood got tore up a little bit, you know. Some people got a lot worse than others, but thankfully no one has passed away. And now we got all of my friends there down in Florida dealing with this nasty, gnarly Category 2. I believe it's upgraded to, I don't know if it's a Cat 2 or a 3, but it has been wreaking havoc so far. And I, you know, people are freaking out, and, you know, that shit's scary. That's the only thing that keeps me from making that move any quicker, because I'll tell you what, I will not be living in Florida during hurricane season. And you don't want to get a home that's on the coast, because then you might go back down to go to your vacation home or your second home, and then it's gone. You know, it's like, I don't know. I don't think Katrina really did scare the crap out of me, you guys. I'll never forget Hurricane Katrina. It's just something that I think all of us, you know, all the death toll, you know, it's just, yeah, I don't know. Brian Rose's channel, who is that? Dennis O'Neill. It's Brian Rose's channel. Who is Brian Rose? I don't know who Brian Rose is. I don't know who London Real TV is. I have no idea who these people are. I didn't even know they existed until they filed copyright claims against me. And I'm over here going, who the hell are you? Do you think I took your stuff? Because I didn't. All right, y'all, look. Tom MacDonald, Adam Calhoun, and Dax had done a song together 4 days ago. Now, I couldn't do it. Because I didn't have no internet or power to do so. But we got it all back today. And if that fucking thing don't stop beeping, I'm going to smash it with my foot. Anyhow, 3.9 million views on it already. Dax has been, done songs like Dear Alcohol. He's To Be a Man. You know, he's all right, you know, in my eyes. He's a good guy. Now, he did a song called Propaganda. I did a reaction video to it. He was kind enough to come on and say, thank you for reacting to this. And, of course, YouTube shadow banned the hell out of it. You know, I was really sad about that. And people didn't know that I had reacted to it unless I posted it on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram when I had all of that. You know, I don't know, you guys. It's really sad because this is YouTube. You're supposed to be able to make a channel. You're supposed to be able to be you. You're supposed to be you no matter what, without fear of censorship or any kind of retaliation. You know, we're supposed to have free speech on this platform, but that has seemingly left the building. I don't know. I guess we have to make do, right? In this society where people think that it's okay to censor their opponents, to jail their opponents, you know, what more could we expect, right? Now, after this reaction, we're going to be talking about, we're probably going to create another live stream to do the Tucker on, I don't know. To be determined. We'll see. But I wanted to play this song because I haven't seen it yet. And it's been killing me because I really am excited when Tom MacDonald and Adam Calhoun work together. But then they bring Dax in. And it's black and white, so I guess it's going to be, we're going to be touching on race. I'm not sure. We shall see. If you have any spoilers, I don't want to see them. All right, y'all. I think we should get it on.
a truck. 10 of my buddies are already drunk. We don't go nowhere that doesn't have liquor and cigarettes. Riding mechanical bulls in the club. We like to hunt, leave with a gun. Come back tomorrow, we covered in blood with a bucket of guts. We all tougher the when we pop in the clutch, we ain't stuck in the mud. I'm the white boy with the baseball bat, bunch of face tattoos and a NASCAR hat. In a backyard like scrap yard, got a glass jar full of tobacco that's blacker than asphalt. Rolling with hundreds of crackers who acting like animals, they cannot handle their alcohol. We the white boys from the backwoods and the bad hoods in the trailer park trash that pack guns. When I was younger, they taught me to struggle and hustle like 200 bikers, and they were my brothers. We coming for blood and you running for cover, addicted to drugs in the gutter and drunker than anyone leaving the club. We go dumber than thugs. We got mullets and putters and multiple gunners that come in Hummers. You under the rubber, you'll never recover.
Wow. Okay. So, Tom MacDonald, right off rip like a daggone Uzi. Brrr. He just came in really hard, like a lion. I don't know if we're going to go out like a lamb or not here. I got a little bit of sense that he's kind of poking at Eminem a little bit. Not only because of the trailer park comment, but the shirt as well. And, you know, what I find remarkably hypocritical is Eminem used to be super anti-establishment. Recently, he has come out and banned Vivek Ramaswamy from using his songs on the campaign trail, which is seemingly exactly what he used to be dead set against. But here he is going full on establishment. See, Eminem lost all of my respect the very second that the MFer, I found out that he was on Epstein Island. And I even tagged him on Twitter the other day because I thought it was very messed up that he would come at Vivek like that and then tell him you can't use my music because I don't agree with you politically. That's exactly what it is. So he's doing exactly like he sold out. Let's just keep it real. But Tom MacDonald came in. I'm a white boy. I got tattoos on my face. He went a little bit too fast for my brain to comprehend everything. So I'm going to miss lyrics. It's going to suck. I'm going to miss some lyrics here. And even at the end, he was like, he took in that big, deep breath. Man, this song's going to be amazing. So I'm going to back things up every time I pause it because, and more so than I always do. You know, I'm going to go probably instead of 5 seconds back, I'm going to go 15 because they're going so damn fast. It's hard for my ADD having ass to keep up.
Than anyone leaving the club, we go dumber than thugs. We got mullets and putters and multiple gunners that come in Hummers. You under the rubber, you'll never recover. Chain smoking, my lungs hurt, my neck red, got sunburns. Bumping Eminem, we don't know the words. Bunch of white boys flipping hella birds. Hillbilly really don't care if you like them. Little bit of moonshine fire inside them. Kill him in a minute, don't care who's fighting. You don't wanna trip on the kids of Vikings. Camo and mullets and cowboy hats out in public. Got ammo stashed at my cousins and cashing addicts and cupboards. They all diss and we don't listen, can't hear it no more. We gone fishing, they gone missing. I told y'all before. I be on some white people. Hanging out the window of a truck, yelling, I don't give a white people. Every time they see me pulling up, they be like, oh my God, he be on some white people.
Look at Dax is like, what the fuck did I sign myself up for here? No, really though, they're good friends anyways, but that is some funny shit. We're on some white people shit. We're just hanging our heads out. We got rednecks and everything. You know what, y'all? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of white people being literally demonized. I'm sick of it. It's, you know, there are bad white people in the world. There are bad black people in the world. There are black Mexican people in the world. Bad Asians, bad whatever the case may be. It's like it's not your skin color that determines whether you are a dick or not. It's your personality. Why don't we start judging based off of that instead of skin color? I would never know because, I mean, I don't care what you look like. If you're a dick, I'm going to tell you, you're a dick. It's that simple, but the look on Dax's face, this is epic, man. This is fucking fun. I like it. I like it a lot, so I'm going to back it up again because I might probably do that a lot in this video. I'm just saying.
White people. Every time they see me pulling up, they be like, oh my God, he be on some white people.
Uh-oh.
Jumping out the plane, no parachute, so I'ma get the sooner.
Hang on. Hey, ACAL, hang on. All right, so I'm going to back it up before Adam starts. I just want to say, You know, a lot of people out there will say that Tom MacDonald is nowhere near as skilled as Eminem. Yeah, but has Tom MacDonald sold out to the establishment? No. Tom MacDonald is a better human being, and I will say that until I'm blue in the face, until I die, till I take my last breath. Tom MacDonald wasn't on Epstein Island. He wins. He's just a better human being. Now, is well, just because he can't rap as fast as Eminem, which I don't know, he kind of gave Eminem a run for his money in that first verse there, you know, and, I can hit 160 syllables in a minute. I don't give a shit. You were on Epstein Island, bro. I don't care. I don't care how fast you can rap. Why were you on Epstein Island? I just want to know. There's no answers there. He won't say it. But I'm going to tell Vivek Ramaswamy that he can't sing my songs. You know, he did that shit on purpose. Because Eminem, I'm talking to Eminem right now. You know what? If I got in the same room, I would tell him about himself. I said, you are a sellout. You got rich off of songs about killing your mama and your baby's mama. And Tom MacDonald, you know, he's a humble man. He's pro-America. He is pro-family. Everything this Marxist asshole Eminem isn't. It's so crazy. It really is. I don't give a shit. Tom's a better person.
Every time they see me pulling up, they be like, oh my God, he be on some white people. Jumping out the plane, no parachute, so I'ma get the sooner. I ain't learned from school, always ditch Ferris Bueller. Screw your little truck, my square body over there's cooler. Every white boy riding with me over there, shooters. I'm the white boy with the Mossberg pump. Sit shotgun, but I pop the trunk. I know I'm monster off the jump. I'm up my rocker, lots of guns. This ain't soccer, but watch them run. Shoot him in the lung, need oxygen. Pop my blood like he up and does. Talk too much till his coughing shuns. I'm never gonna back up too much ammo. We got hammered, used to battle. Had my fights right on the gravel. Back in the day, we used to handle like men, but now we're canceled. Look at us like stage for cancer. Look at them like pull your pants on. Dumbass kids ain't got no answer. Looked up to dudes with tattoos and rap music, bad moves and abuse in my past, acting stupid. I used the bad news for the gas to keep moving. I made it where I'm at. Now you rather see me losing. All my guys got tattoos on their face. They did the time they got jammed. What the hell's a blue check? They ain't got no Instagram. Ask around, everyone knows. They might think that I care, but I don't. I'll be on some white people.
I really liked how Adam brought that up, how we used to be men and we used to handle our shit. But now we just complain about what offends us. Ugh, cancel culture. It literally, any dude who goes full on Kevin is the female version or the male version of a Karen. Your man card has officially been revoked. Like, I can't even with this society today. Like, we grew up in a different generation. Whereas if you talked smack to somebody, they didn't report you as harassing me. Oh, bullying me. No, we handled that shit outside. And that was it. And we either shook hands when we were done, or we're like, when we doing this again? You know what I mean? It has been a complete shift into complete snowflake generation. And I can't wait to get it back. I really can't. Because, look, man, I can't stand this. I can't. Men are supposed to be masculine. Women are supposed to be feminine. That's just how it is. You know, and I can't stand this shit no more. I can't. I feel like I'm living in a third world country anymore. And it's stupid. And I don't care. Cancel. Oh, Alice Cooper, you said that they shouldn't trans kids. Boo, we're gonna just, Vampire Cosmetics, I don't even know who the fuck they are. But they're like, we're gonna cancel you. Your contract, Alice Cooper, is canceled. And he's like, do you not realize that, like, I literally don't give a fuck? You need me more than I need you. And so they deleted their Twitter. It's like they think that they hold the power. And when they show the world now, which I love, you guys. I love it. You go woke, fake woke. Thank you, Tom. What a great song that is. You go fake woke. And then guess what happens? We're over here like, cancel culture has been canceled. I don't care what anybody says. And I hope to God it happens sooner and rather than later. I hope it's all done because I'm sick and tired of seeing these snowflakes. I'm done. I live in Northeast Ohio, but it only snows a couple of months out of the year here. And I like to keep it that way.
I'll be on some white people. Hanging out the window of a truck, yelling, I don't give a what?
That's right.
Every time they see me pulling up, they be like, oh my God, he be on some white people. Yes, segregated, but I'm still in the mix. I've been with Timer before he got canceled for speaking the truth about the world and exposing it for what it actually is. I see race as an issue, I'm running it back to the government to tell them this is a democratic, liberated, conservative, patriarchy dipped in action, affirmative hit song. Bet they still cut me a check. State that I'm in as my mind is way deeper than color. I ain't think I'm blue versus red. I'm in control, consider that I'm carrying more than you know. One in the chamber that's ready to blow. Right at you pussies who claiming you won't. I'ma keep praying that you get exposed. I promise. I'm
Yeah.
that you set for me. I'm not that mad at the past. I mean, it was only a couple of centuries. Well, actually, I'm pissed, but won't let that be my identity. So on behalf of all blacks, I forgive and don't want to be enemies. Just say you're sorry and talk to me nice. This is comedic. If you get offended, that's a reflection of your own life and how you failed to live it right. So it's not black versus white, it's wrong versus right. Cause color is just a result of these multiple factors that we didn't choose. I mean, mom, dad, race, religion, things we're born into. Generational curses that get undone once we undo moves. See life from a different view, beyond our own skewed, manipulated by the news. Crude, true things they use to confuse the masses. Put us in social classes, separated by percentages paid for taxes. Income brackets, clothes, cars, shoes, size of asses. I bet they try to blackmail me once I black out all these demographics and push past the stereotypical average and get blackballed and they cut all my traffic. Oh my God, he be on some black people. Hanging out the window of the trunk, screaming, I don't give a black people. Every time they see me pulling up, they be like, oh my God, he be on some white people.
That was epic. Oh my God. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I think Dax's, oh my, that was the icing on the cake, the cherry on the sundae. He's like, you know, yeah, I'm pissed off at what happened a few centuries ago, but guess what? I'm not allowing that to rule me. I'm not living in the past. I'm living in the now. You know, we, no matter if we are white or black, there's a generational curse, and it's up to us to break the cycle. You want to live in this victimhood mentality, by all means, go right ahead. It's only preventing you from looking to the future and staying in the now. Loved it. I think he did amazing. But that was some fun shit. It was, because he just called out everybody. It's blue versus red, and it's like we have to literally focus on, you know, dropping those color barriers. Not only black versus white, but red versus blue. Not all Republicans are good people. Not all Democrats are good people either. There are a lot of evil Republicans. There are a lot of evil Democrats, right? You know which ones they are. You could tell which ones are working with the establishment in order to control all of us and keep us divided. Because the more that they can keep us divided, the more that they can rule over every one of us. And they sell these lies on the media. They hide the truths. It's like, I can't stand that. I can't stand people running away from the truth. I think it's bullshit, and it's not doing any type of service to anybody. You need to know what the truth is. Does the truth hurt a little bit? Sometimes, but guess what? You get over it a lot quicker than if you're fed a whole bunch of bullshit. You know, I loved it. I absolutely loved the song. I can't wait for this new album to drop. Did any of you guys pre-order it? I know I did, and that was really awesome. I loved American flags. I loved Your America, and I loved this song as well. I think this one was, I don't know, because the first two were pretty damn powerful, but this one, it's like everybody's like, enough already. We've had it, man. We don't want to be divided. But I will vote for the better human being that is better for America and future generations. And unfortunately, whether you like the guy or not, he got shit done. Donald fucking Trump. You know, and it's funny how a man that literally doesn't even go to the debates wins. It's crazy, y'all. I think everybody sees how well they were doing under Donald Trump. And they're like, thank you, Biden. You have fucked us all. In just 2 short years, everything is costs way more. You know, it's just, survival is unattainable right now. People are surviving by the skin on their teeth, and that's not appropriate. That is not okay with me. I think America, it has been and should be a thriving country where people make their most, they can make something of themselves. not be stuck in a century ago, over a century ago actually, and here you are in this victimhood mentality where white people are telling you that you're oppressed, or we have these people that are clearly not oppressed telling you that you're oppressed, and they're not doing a disservice. They're doing a disservice to you. They're not doing any service to you whatsoever. Because me personally, if somebody tells me you can't do it, guess what I'm doing? Out of spite, I'm gonna do it. People doubted me that I could stay sober. Guess what? I took it as a personal vendetta against all of them. Like, yeah, watch me. And I have. You know, it's quite easy to do well, it's not easy. You have to put the work in. Nothing's free. Nothing's free, but a lot of these Democrats, Lyndon Johnson started this welfare state, and I think again, sometimes they go in with best intentions, but the outcome was just tragic. We have a single motherhood rates of not just black, but white as well. And it's the staggering statistics that you're going to either fail in life, you're going to end up in prison, you're going to end up repeating that cycle and being, an absentee parent as well, and it's just all bad, but we also have this toxic ass social media like TikTok and YouTube here that promote men attacking women attacking men and we're attacking men for just them being masculine, and that's not okay with me in the slightest. I think that's fucktarded, and I think we need to get back to normalcy. Oh, hello everybody. I'm sorry I was over here. How do you guys feel? Hey, Sky Blue Moon, congrats on 10 years. That's awesome. I got 10 years coming up. Well, actually, 9. It'll be 9 November 1st. But the day after my 9th sober birthday, I'm like, I'm going for my 10th. And it has worked, there was a lady that commented on my channel this morning. I was just scrolling through because I do that sometimes, and she was talking about the guilt that we have, right? And the guilt that we all have, that is a weapon that is going to be used against you one day with your addiction. It's that guilt, that deep underlying guilt that doesn't ever go away. But I tell her this, I said, the people that have that inner guilt that never leaves them, it's probably going to stay with you the rest of your life, but know that you're a good person if you have that guilt because you feel bad about what we've done during our addictions. And if you feel bad, that's good. You should feel bad. You should have that guilt. You should have that guilt because most people out there don't today. They don't give a flying Philadelphia fuck about hurting other people, even their kids. So if you have that guilt, good. But don't let that shit get to you and get you down so much that it ropes you back in and it reels you back in, and that addiction can dig its claws into you once again. It can be a blessing and a curse at the same time. And I feel like, if you feel guilty about what you did, that is because morally it was wrong. But if you look where you're at today, you should be proud of how far you have come, right? I have that guilt all of the time. I suggested to her, because when we have kids, especially, we do feel that guilt. Especially a mother. Mothers feel it, I think, a lot more. And that's sad. It should be everybody feeling bad. But again, not a lot of people can empathize, I said, take your daughter on a trip, because I did. I take my kid and we went 8 hours. And that 8-hour drive each way, it was 16 hours worth of talking with no distractions. It was a beautiful experience. Getting away from the destruction of the tornadoes and all this, that, and the other, it was nice to get in touch with us again and to keep making that bond strong. You just got to be grateful how far you've come. Because and remember that it can all be gone within a millisecond. The very second that you pick up again and relapse, you think you felt guilty before. Oh, hell. Just wait until you relapse. That's going to be nuclear for you, and that'll keep somebody in the cycle of addiction real quick because they're never going to stop beating themselves up. I've seen people with a lot of clean time get somebody dies in their family or something tragic happens or just life got to be too hard for them. So they relapse, right? And I know a couple people who have taken themselves out because of that. I just want people to get better, and it seems the more we look around us, the worse off people are getting. Can you do though? You can't save them all. I want to make sure there's nothing left on this video, you guys, because I did stop it like 9 seconds before it ended. We'll be on some white people shit. I like that. Just want to make sure they didn't throw anything in there. Okay. I absolutely love this song, you guys. I think it was amazing. 216,000 likes. Oh my. I don't even know what I could say here. I'm just gonna put like the mind blown emojis on here because it was completely freaking mind blowing to see all three of these guys just be sick and tired of the divide. It's so crazy that today we literally have people judging, based off of skin color. Dude, it's like 2023. Why the hell are we still doing that? We should be judging people how they treat us, and we should be treating people the way we want to be treated. But again, that's like leading a horse to water and demanding he take a drink. Good luck with that. Where's the damn mind blown emojis at? What is my eyes getting very bad now? Oh my God. Again, I think, what do you guys think about the Vivek Ramaswamy thing? Are you sold on him yet? Because you know what, man, I have a gut feeling about him. I don't know why, but something in my gut tells me, like, I don't know if I could trust this man yet. And I felt the same with RFK. I really did. I felt the same with RFK Jr. Like, I don't know how I can trust this man. I can't trust him to save the whole Democratic National Party. That's for damn sure. And it sucks that we even have a two-party system. It really does. But I'm going to pick for the people with the good morals and family values. I don't care. Like, it is just, I'm not going to pick a side that is all for sterilizing an entire generation of children and letting our children be exposed to pornography. That's just not on. No, never. I'll never co-sign on that. I don't care. This is epic. 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 I put epic on. I knew I was going to. This is epic. Yeah, whoever said that his girlfriend does everything. Yeah, Nova Rockefeller is talented in her own right, and she does very well with these videos, man. She's very creative. Her eye for creativity and making everything stand out and making every video different. That takes skill. It really does. And I love the fact how family-based that is, and how they bring their children in. I just watched a short video on Adam Calhoun, and he had his son there, and it was listening to Tom MacDonald, and he's like, Dad, you ever hear of this Tom MacDonald guy? I wish you would write music like he does. And it was a funny short. I think it's fun. I think Ramaswamy should be VP. He doesn't want to be VP, though. I don't know. And that says a lot, too. It's like, wait a minute. Oops, sorry, I pressed the wrong button again. Why do you want to just come in here? And I get it, you guys. All these old white dudes, man. Let me tell you something. It's just, we need fresh faces in there. But I just think for the good of all of mankind here and for the future, I think that we have to vote Donald Trump. We just have to. And I'm looking at the state of the country and how it was, and we still have people today saying Joe Biden is a great uniter, and I'm over here going, excuse me? Oh, white supremacy is the leading problem in the country, he told Brown University, right? Well, how are those people in Chicago feeling about that right now? The Safety Act that gets passed in the dead of the night. It was on January 1st this year. I knew it was going to hit the fan as soon as that law was passed. 1,400 pages. So you don't know what the hell they put in there. Number one. Number two, they decriminalized no bail for, like, violent crimes. Some sex offenses, all kinds. I knew once that law was passed that all hell was going to break loose. And it is. We have, like, literally these reporters going to report on armed robberies, and they get robbed on live television. All their equipment gets stolen. And Brendan Johnson, I'm sorry. He's just as fucked up as the other one. But he's like, oh, it's because these black people are systematically oppressed and there's racism that's why they're doing this. Why don't you say they're fucking criminals? They're criminals. They're opportunists. It's not because of its systematic oppression and racism. No, it's because they're assholes and they choose not to live a law-abiding lifestyle. I just don't understand how stupid these people are. These Democrat leaders, that's what I'm talking about. They're dumb as dog shit. And they literally run away from accountability. How are you going to make things any better by lying for these people? They were just hungry. Well, why did they steal everything at Target or Foot Locker or Best Buy? They didn't steal the snacks on the end caps. No, they're walking out with 75-inch TVs. How are they going to cook that for their family? It doesn't make no damn sense to me. You know, which that's what sucks, because we have one side that is, you know, and what sucks is that Democrats and Republicans should be getting together and working together to fix this fucking country. And they're too busy bickering back and forth at one another. Trans kids, don't trans kids. It's like, where's the progression at? There was none. There's no progression because these politicians refuse to work together. So what does that show America? They're leading by example. And a lot of them have been infiltrated, and they have joined up with Klaus Schwab, the fucking Nazi, like a real live one. And I'm like over here going, oh, one world domination. It's like, what the fuck? You don't see nothing wrong with that. Oh, these people are so hypocritical. But if you say, like, and we're anti-Antifa, you're the fascist. Oh, my God. Yeah, no, I don't like you rioting and looting. Oh, you're a racist. I don't want you to I'm not going to call my son a girl. Oh, you're a transphobe. I'm sorry. I just think these people have lost their ever-loving minds. I feel like I have been taken out of normalcy and thrown into this giant world of everything that's fucked up. I just don't understand it, you guys. I don't understand where the hell we've gotten so wrong. I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? How do you feel about it? He's a good example of what we don't need. Who is? I am my father. I am not my father. Don't judge me. Life. Yeah, well, you know, it's not. I'm not going to apologize for something that somebody else did. How the hell how could I control the actions of other people? I can't. You know, so why am I apologizing for shit that happened in the 1800s? Why don't you blame me for the invention of the wagon wheel or something then? I'll take that. I'll be like, yep, that was all me. I'll even say, I invented the telephone or popcorn. You know what? Why can't it ever be anything good? You know? Just ridiculous. Klaus Schwab is an asshole. He is an asshole. He is. Jerk. Oh my God, you guys, I got recognized in Gatlinburg. It's so weird. It really is. I'm walking and I'm doing like a little video for you guys, and I never uploaded it because, like, this guy... I was walking through the alleyway because I had just gotten some good, like, Tennessee food for me and my kids. got some takeout because we were experiencing like this monsoon from hell. And so I was walking through the alleyway and I'm like, this is so awesome. Here's a liberal Ben and Jerry's. You're not getting my money, bitches. And I turn around and I went to I did like Jason Aldean's restaurant and the Sun Diner that makes fresh cinnamon rolls every 30 minutes. Oh my God, Tennessee, so awesome. So I turn around and somebody's looking, his name's Bob now I know who he is. He looks at me, he's like, and I'm like, what are you looking at me for? And he's like, you're that girl from YouTube, aren't you? And I'm like, I forgot that I have a Just Jen necklace on, and I'm like over here going, shit, can he see it? And I'm like, guilty, but he was really nice. I got to meet him and his children, and it was a really fun conversation we had. It's fun to always talk to different people to see how they feel about, how things have gone in just a few short years, and it's good to get different perspectives from everybody, It is, and it's sad. It's really, really sad. But I don't think I'll ever get used to that shit when people just walk up to me like, you're that girl. And I can't be like, no, I'm not. Maybe I should, though. Maybe that would be funny. Like, walk away like, oh, my God. No, I ain't. And then, be like, I'm just kidding. Yes, hi, nice to meet you. There is no hypocrisy with Trump. He says exactly what... That's why people hate him. Because he says exactly how he feels. All right, y'all, I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to create a new one for the Tucker Carlson. I was like, why should I do that? Why should I? You know what? No. Fuck it. We're just going to keep this one. People, I will put the timestamps in the description once I'm done with this video. That way you can see the Tom MacDonald reaction, and then you could see the Trump on Tucker. I haven't seen it yet. I was literally in, you guys have no idea how crazy this driveway or the drive-in, the road that I was on. It was called Rattlesnake Hollow, for fuck's sakes, right? Rattlesnake to Brown something, I don't know, Brown Hollow or something, I don't know. But that motherfucking road, you pull in and it's like a 90-degree turn, and then you go up a mountain, and then there's no guardrails. So you're up in the mountains and you're turning your car. There's a blind turn. You don't know if anybody's coming. It's like another 90-degree turn, and all there is mountain over here and down the mountain over here, right? And I'm going, I'm like shitting my pants every time I'm going up this mountain or down it. I'm like beep, because there's no mirror there. You would think they would put a daggone mirror there so you could see if somebody was coming, but no. But when you got up to that cabin and you saw that view, it was like, oh, that is so pretty. I loved it. It was absolutely gorgeous. And to wake up and look outside to see those mountains, I was like, I'm never leaving. But then I can't afford it. That's too expensive. I love Kentucky. I'll be there in October. I will be there. I'll be there at Scarefest. I wasn't going to tell nobody. I'll be in Louisville. I take my little one every year, and they give me media passes, so I have to say, thanks, Scarefest, you're amazing. I do. That's one of the only times I'll be like, I'm a YouTuber. I swear, you guys, I don't use it a lot, only when I want to get free media passes. And I do, because I just want to go. I want to have fun. All right, did you see, you guys, the Daily Wire Plus that I shared on my community post yesterday? Mother effer. So, it's good. It's good news. Finally, we get some good news in the world. Ay, 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 ay. So, there was a father from British Columbia. Okay? He goes to jail for calling his daughter she. So not only do they arrest this father, and they're telling him, you're going to spend 5 years in prison. Well, they also, because the father says, I am not allowing you to give my child cross-sex hormones. This is my daughter. She's going through this phase of this identity crisis right now. The last thing we want to do is just let her get through that naturally, right? They force this girl to take testosterone against her father's wishes. You cannot tell me there is no agenda being pushed. You can't tell me that. Because I'll say, yeah, okay. So this poor guy, right? He is going through it. He can't leave British Columbia because they have him stuck there. You're not allowed to go anywhere or else you'll violate your bail, right? That Justin Trudeau's got to go. You know, I feel so bad that people are stuck there. They're stuck. I couldn't live under Justin Trudeau, man. That dude is a fascist. That is exactly what Justin Trudeau is, and you can't tell me any differently. BC dad wins appeal. He won an appeal, apparently. He won an appeal. And we're going to look at this really quickly and read it. I might have to get it on my channel because I can't find the fucking article. I'm never prepared, you guys. I was pretty prepared with Tom MacDonald and the Tucker, but I decided to do this one before that. All right. And it's really creepy because, like, you can't put links in the videos anymore, like your URLs and stuff. You can't put in to the like short videos anymore. It's like fucking concept rules. A Canadian father who was thrown in jail after misgendering his daughter. His gender-confused teenage daughter has scored a legal win in the British Columbia Court of Appeals. This is the father right now. Imagine going through this, you guys. Imagine going through this. This is absolutely ridiculous. A judgment issued earlier this month said Robert Hoogland did not have to spend more time behind bars, and the court dropped an order for him to pay a $30,000 fine. Wow! I expected that I would finish, if not all of that 6 months, but a big chunk of it in prison, Hoogland told the Daily Wire in a phone interview. This is a huge win because what it does, it is setting a precedent. Very good. And when they wanted was a real deterrent for parents, especially when they're standing up against the trans agenda with what's being pushed through the schools by school counselors and all of these different things. Hoogland was featured anonymously in the Daily Wire documentary, What is a Woman?, took legal action after a Canadian children's hospital in 2018 told him that his daughter, who was just then 13 years old, was going to be injected with testosterone despite Hoogland's refusal to give up his consent. In British Columbia, the Infants Act permits minors to consent to their own trans treatments if doctors think it's in their best interest. Parents' consent is irrelevant. Are you fucking kidding me? I thank God I don't live in Canada, man, and I feel so terrible for the people that do live in Canada. Good golly, Miss Molly. Disagreeing with the hospital, Hoogland said that his daughter needed time and mental health support, not transgender medical interventions that can be irreversible. Testosterone and other trans interventions have been linked to fertility issues, lower bone density, and a host of other problems. The court said that the girl could move forward with the testosterone, said Hoogland was barred from publicly misgendering his daughter, meaning that he couldn't refer to his own daughter as his daughter. Moreover, the Canadian media was banned from publishing Hoogland's name in any coverage via a publication ban. Wow. Just when you think it can't get worse, right? So you're going to the media to see, hey, listen, am I the only parent going through this? Maybe, just maybe, if I put my identity out there, I could get other parents that are going through this, because you know damn well he ain't the only one. Maybe we can get together and fight this together. for our children. These people don't know your child. They don't know the mannerisms of your child, their personalities. They don't know how to comfort them. But we have states like California, Minnesota, Washington that have since passed laws saying that if you don't medically transition your child, they will. And if you don't, not only are they going to charge you with child abuse and neglect, but they're also going to take your child from you and put them in a state-run facility. If this wasn't an agenda, then how's come they're going that far? You mean to tell me we don't want our children to take these cross-sex hormones that have problems, so they have all kinds of complications, not to mention the surgeries that come along with transitioning. We don't want our children to have to suffer through any of that. So we're the ones abusing our... What? It doesn't make sense. This is... I'm constantly in this don't make sense bubble, you know? And I'm waiting for it to just pop one day and somebody to come on television going, April Fools. It was just a big joke, right? Wishful thinking, apparently. There was a nurse, and I'm reading Clint Kirby's comment here. There was this nurse, and I wasn't sure if it was a woman that looked manly or a man that was an effeminate Ludwig. Whatever, man. People could do what they want to do, but just leave kids alone, man. That's my stance. Like, I don't understand that. Leave kids alone. If you're an adult, if it makes you happy, go right ahead. I don't care if you stick a butt plug in your ass that has a tail on it and you're wearing horsey hoofs going nay, nay, nay. I don't give a shit. You're an adult. Do whatever the fuck you want. Do whatever floats your boat or tickles your fancy. I don't care. What I care about is this type of shit. Leave kids alone. But then you're, what's so much transphobia here? No, that is a parent being parental. You fucking just, I can't, ow, that hurts. All right, let's go back to this article. This is just so crazy, you guys. I can't even. So he was publicly banned from being outed about who he was. Hoagland told the Daily Wire such bans allowed people to hide what they're doing to children, despite these same people claiming trans treatments are helpful, good, and even life-saving. Bullshit. Talk to the detransitioners and tell me how. We're all actually, I'm going to have transsexual Buck Angel on with me. Buck Angel has agreed to do a podcast with me. So look forward to that one, you guys. And Buck Angel's going to tell you all about the surgeries and all about the complications that Buck Angel has to deal with as a grown-ass adult. And then you could see, damn, do I want a kid to go through that? No. No, people with right minds don't. People that just want to care about being woke enough, they don't care about kids. They don't care about anybody but their damn crazy thinking. Despite court conditions, Hoagland continued to speak out and was thrown in jail after he talked about the case and referred to his daughter as his daughter during an interview with the Federalist. For this, Hoagland was found in contempt of court, effectively committing what the Canadian court deemed as family violence. Family violence? You motherfucker. So what are they going to do when there is a father or a mother who is physically or mentally or emotionally abusing their child to the point where this child is sitting in a corner rocking back and forth sucking their thumb? What about that? No. Oh, you misgendered me, Dad. Don't you dare call me your daughter, Dad. Well, why are you... You're the one that's misgendering yourself, daughter, because you're my daughter. You're not my son. I know. I cut your umbilical cord. I watched you be born. I know exactly what you are. Oh my God. These people, and I got a really good comment, and I don't remember who said it, but it was about this story, and this gentleman had said they're the ones that are misgendering. They're the ones that are guilty of misgendering because they're acting like they're not who they were born as. It's again, I'm over here going, I like men, but I would not want to be one of them. Y'all socks stink. You sweat too much. You cry like a baby when you got the common cold. No, thank you. And I'll let you guys keep doing the manly shit because I can't do it, nor do I want to. Ew, I don't want to dig ditches and go in the sewers or be a plumber or electrician. I'll die. So I leave that up to the men. This misgendering shit's gotta go. Family violence, how about that? Okay. Clearly, the whole sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me has left the building. Dumb shits. I can't even anymore. The hardest part of this is knowing that one day you have a healthy child, and no matter how much you're fighting to protect that child of yours, who you love as a parent, it is your responsibility to protect your child from these things. Then all you can simply do is watch the tragedy unfold and your hands are tied. My God, man, I can't even, y'all. One day your child is healthy, and the next day your child is on testosterone, he continued. I think that's the hardest part of it all, is being, I don't know what the word is, just helpless, I guess. Just that sense of being helpless. Oh my God, you guys, this is tragic. The father, who also notably spoke with Daily Wire host Matt Walsh for the hit documentary What is a Woman, and his appearance was one of the reasons X, then called Twitter, initially canceled a deal with the Daily Wire to host the blockbuster film. X cited concerns over Hoagland, who remained anonymous in the film due to the constraints of his case at the time, misgendering his own daughter by referring to her as his daughter. Ex-CEO Elon Musk stepped in, chastised those who blocked the documentary, and he promoted the film. Good for you, Elon. All told, Hoagland served more than 2 months behind bars. 2 months that this man will never get back, y'all. And most of that time was served in solitary confinement. He said through Hoagland says all other inmates use Zoom for their appearances in court. He was shuttled back and forth to the court and therefore had to routinely restart quarantining per C-word rules. I'm sure I don't know if you guys can see that rule because I'm sure my screen is too little. This means Hoagland was in a cell alone for most of his time behind bars, so they purposefully tortured this man. Yeah. It's crazy how they say us wanting to ban pornography books from our children is like Nazi Germany, right? But what I see them doing, the people on the left, Justin Trudeau, all of these democracy, we have to save democracy type shit. What they're doing is fascism. If they prove it time and time again, right? They say all of this stuff, but their actions prove that they, in fact, are the fascist and Nazi-like. Who the per C-word rules, we're going to have to quarantine you. You're going to have to be in isolation. This man lost 2 months of his life. Not only that, but he also lost his daughter in the process. What the fuck, man? Like, this is when, you guys, it's like time to stand up is now. No more bitching and griping about it. If push comes to shove, we have to push back. Because we're not going to get anywhere just sitting here griping about it on social media. The only thing that's going to do is get you on an FBI's list. Know that. Time to stand up, man. So he's in this article. Let's finish it out really quickly, you guys. I'll try to read it as quickly as possible. Moreover, a judge was trying to incarcerate Hoagland for an additional 4 months. The family court was pushed to criminal action. The Hoagland's initial legal counsel, he argues, was not equipped and botched the initial plea deal, which included Hoagland serving only 45 days. Only 45 days? 45 seconds would have been too long for this man to serve. That's some bullshit. The judge then went above and beyond and said 6 months was more suitable for Hoagland to serve. God damn. The appeals court, though, agreed with Hoagland, and the 3 judges decided that the father does not have to spend any more time in jail. They also dropped an order for him to shell out over a $30,000 fine and dropped all other court conditions. So they've got what they want. They gave his daughter testosterone, and now they're saying, okay, We're done. We've got what we wanted. There's a momentum in Canada now too. He said the tide is turning, and finally, to get a big win after all of this horrific losses is the way that things we're going. I think that's just a critical. It's just critical for morale, and at the very least. As for Hoogland's daughter, the father told the Daily Wire that he hasn't had contact with her since 2019. Wow. He said his child is lost and his family has been destroyed by this ideology in Canada's legal system. It destroys families and it destroyed mine. I'm hoping one day when my child realizes when she possibly detransitions, I'm waiting. I'm waiting with open arms for that day. When these kids come back and say, hey, mom and dad, where were you when I was like 13 or 14? Why didn't you try to stop me from making this big, incredible mistake? At least I can say, hey, I tried, and you can look it up online. Even I tried really hard, and even I wasn't able to do it with everything that I gave it. But I tried, so my conscience is clean on that. For now, Hoogland says he's going to take a break after all of these years of being in and out of courts. There is, however, a 60-day period where this can be appealed and to the Canadian Supreme Court, so this legal battle could possibly continue. Oh, Lord, you guys. Could you imagine? What's up, Salty Army? Hi, Jerry. You know, could you imagine? Could you imagine one day that your child seemingly hears it in school or on social media somewhere that they have been feeling off lately, and then all of a sudden they're like, maybe I'm trans. And you live in California or Washington, Canada, Minnesota, and you're like, honey, I know that you're my son, and you were not born in the wrong body. And then your child goes back to school and they're like, yeah, you know what? I wasn't born in the wrong body. My mom says so. And then these school officials step in because they seemingly know your child better than you. And so the dominoes begin to fall. I could never imagine being placed in jail for 45 days. Are you kidding me? And that just blows my mind. All for saying my daughter. What the fuck? That's family violence? You know, I look at the cases where these parents are killing their children. And I go, now that is family violence. Misgendering your child is not family violence. I can't, you guys. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with transing kids. If somebody wants to do that as an adult, by all means, if it makes you happy, go for it. And one day when you find out it doesn't make you happy, the detransitioning, depending on how far you have gone, there are things that cannot be undone. The women taking testosterone with the male pattern baldness, that'll never change. Their voice will forever be deep. Don't forget about the surgeries. Once that V is turned into a P or that P turned into a V, there is no reversing that. Once you do a double mastectomy, that's it. They've neglected to tell people, adults, right? Once you do this, there's no going back. We're not going to be able to undo this. That's that they think it's a white lie, but it's freaking huge. That's not a white lie. That is probably what could potentially stop people from making that decision at all. Once you go forward from here, there ain't no going back. 100% of children given puberty blockers, the same medication to chemically castrate sex offenders. 100% of these little babies, 9 to 11 years old, they're sterilized forever. They're not having babies. And I'm over here going, How could you do this and allow this to happen to children? It's like you evil motherfuckers, man. They are evil, and I don't care. Again, if you want to do that as an adult, by all means, go right ahead. But to a baby, come on. I just can't. You know, it's something that I will, if I look, I love my children. I will love them no matter who they turn out to be. But I'll tell you what, nobody knows better than I do when it comes to their safety and well-being. I think I'm going to have to, I am going to have to start a new stream, you guys, because I want to do it on, oh no, again, here I go again. I think it should be fine on using OBS. StreamYard is pretty good, but I don't know. Let's try it out. Let's see. So, hey, London Real TV. What time is it? Where are we at on time? Oh, 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 34 seconds into this stream. I'm going to be taking this video of Donald Trump off of Tucker Carlson's Twitter. Not your content. Let's see. This is public domain. I'm on Tucker Carlson's Twitter. You see? Tucker Carlson. That's his Twitter. London Real TV. I'm just putting that out there right now. This is Tucker Carlson's Twitter page. Motherfuckers. All right, let's do it. There we go.
It's debate night, but we're not in Milwaukee. Mr. President, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Why aren't you at the Fox News debate tonight in Milwaukee?
Well, you know, a lot of people have been asking me that, and many people said you shouldn't do them, but you see the polls have come out, and I'm leading by 50 and 60 points. And, you know, some of them are at 1 and 0 and 2. And I'm saying, do I sit there for an hour or 2 hours, whatever it's going to be, and get harassed by people that shouldn't even be running for president? Should I be doing that? And a network that isn't particularly friendly to me, frankly. You know, they were backing Ron DeSanctimonious like crazy, and now they've given up on him. I mean, it's a lost cause.
All right, so right up, Tucker's like, so why aren't you at the debates? Well, he's like, I don't need to be. And Fox News, right? When Tucker left, I should have seen it before, but I didn't. You know, like a lot of people, millions of people didn't see it. They're working for the same elite people to push a narrative, right? You're literally, I watched them do like this. It was like a after thing. Like they sat down with these people. Like, who do you think won the debate? Every one of them said Ron DeSantis. And I'm over here going, what? I didn't watch the debates. I refuse to. And you can't cover the debates as a YouTuber because Fox News said they would sue anybody for streaming it. I'm over here going, I ain't watching you anyway. You know, it was they did some kind of like a, they brought these people in and they were like, so who won? Ron DeSanctimonious. You know, Ron DeSantis, you piece of crap. This man is the very same reason why Florida picked him as a governor. He endorsed Ron DeSantis. I think they know that this man here, he knows that, you know, last time I let too many people in that I shouldn't have. And I did a lot of things that, or I didn't do a lot of things that I should have done. And I think they are shitting their pants and doing everything and anything to get him to not get back in that White House. 76 million people voted for him. 76 million. Joe Biden gets the most votes out of any president in history. Okay.
Network that isn't particularly friendly to me, frankly. You know, they were backing Ron DeSanctimonious like crazy, and now they've given up on him. I mean, it's a lost cause. It reminded me very much of 2016. You know, in 2016, I went through the same stuff and had to fight them all the way. And then they became very friendly after I won, or just about when I was winning. But I just felt it would be more appropriate not to do the debate. I don't think it's right to do it. If you're leading by 50, 60, I have one problem leading by 70 points, and I'm saying, why am I doing it? And I'm going to have
Good point.
8 people, 10 people, whoever made the debate, I don't know how many it is, but I'm going to have all these people screaming at me, shouting questions at me, all of which I love answering, I love doing, but it doesn't make sense to do them. So I've taken a pass.
Good. Good. He didn't even need to be there, and look at what happened. When his mugshot, that was a big old publicity stunt. That was a political thing, right, for Fannie Willis to do that. He raised $7.1 million after that mugshot. So that completely blew up in the last phase. Look it. When you are deliberately mistreating somebody, look, this goes for everybody here. You're deliberately seeking out to hurt somebody. That shit will always blow up in your face. It's called karma. That is justice. That is the universe's way of being like, no, you're bad. So you're trying to destroy somebody to gain whatever it is, whatever pleasure you get by destroying somebody. The universe has its funny way of kicking you right in your own ass. And boy, did it. Isn't it nice to hear a president that can talk, that can make sense, that can talk a full sentence without going off about corn pop and whatever else? Did you see what Joe Biden said about, oh my God. They literally were obliterated. Thousands of people a thousand people still missing. The death toll, they're saying 100 people died. No, y'all, they're lying. There is over 1,000 people that died, okay? They can't be found. Oh my God. This mother, not Trump, but Biden goes, oh, I know exactly how it is to lose a house, you guys. I mean, Jill and I almost lost our house in Delaware. We almost lost my Corvette, my 61 Corvette. And we also almost lost my cat. You have people that have lost their family members, their pets, their children, and you're talking about a little tiny kitchen fire that was contained and, oh my, he didn't almost lose his house. Oh my God. If Donald Trump ever did that, his ass would be up on a cross, crucified. I'm so sick of the hypocrisy, man, and I'm so sick of Joe Biden. I'm ready for him to go. Joe and the hoe can
You
go.
probably noticed.
Well, I did. I'm grateful that you did. It's interesting, though, because you spent a lot of your career in television.
Yeah.
You had a top show in television on NBC. But you don't feel the need now running for president to do television, obviously. Do you think television is declining?
Well, according to a
Meatball
poll that I guess we
DeSantis.
just saw, it just came out where it's down like 30, 35%, but I think they were referring to cable. I think cable's down because it's lost credibility. MSNBC, or as they say, MSDNC, is so bad. It's so wrong what they write and what they do and what they say. It's fake news, as I said. I think I came up with that term. I hope I did because it's a good one. It's not tough enough anymore. It's corrupt news. Really what you do is call it corrupt news, but somehow that doesn't play as nicely. But it is corrupt news. So you have
They should go to prison.
MSNBC and you have CNN, who's absolutely doing no ratings at all. I mean, they're dead. But they're doing none because they don't have credibility. They really don't have
R.I.P.
credibility.
CNN.
Fox is way down, as you know. And the good old days are long ago. I will say this, it could come back, but they just don't have a lot of credibility. Tucker, you know that perhaps better than anybody. I think it was a terrible move getting rid of you. You were number one on television, and all of a sudden we're doing this interview, but we'll get bigger ratings using this crazy forum that you're using than probably the debate or competition.
When you say there are people on stage who shouldn't be running for president, who do you mean?
What's up, Nemesis?
Well, I don't want to
Juggernaut?
really use names, but it wouldn't matter too much. A guy like, I call him Ada Hutchinson. It's Asa, but I call him Ada.
Why do you call him Ada?
I could tell you, but I don't want to get myself in a little trouble. But he's weak and pathetic, and he was, I never understood the guy, never knew him. He was the governor of Arkansas, not a very popular guy. I don't know how but that state is such a great state. The people are so incredible in that state, and they love me and I love them. How does this guy get elected governor of Arkansas? But he's nasty always and has been. a guy like Chris Christie, the guy left with a
Chris
8%,
Christie
think
cream.
of it, 8% approval rating in New Jersey. Now he's running for president. And he runs solely on the basis, oh, let's get Trump. He's like a savage maniac. He's like a lunatic.
I'm sure Chris Christie is in that group, Republicans against Trump. Why don't you just call yourselves Democrats? Because that's what the fuck you are. It's the rhinos of Twitter. You know, this, if people can't wake up and see that this was all politically motivated, my God, he's literally getting charged with the same thing that Hunter and Joe do. And Chris Christie going to kiss Zelensky's ass, and you're all buddy-buddy with Barack Obama? Oh, my God. Come on now. That dude.
And that's all he talks about. His poll numbers are very, very low. He's about 2%.
What's he like? You know him well.
No, I've been friendly with him over the years, but I couldn't give him a job because I just never trusted him very much.
Pence is a joke.
I was just never one of his people that really
Whale on
trusted
the
him. I
beach.
never gave him the job, and that's one of the reasons he feels so hurt and so betrayed. And I understand that. I really do. I understand it, but I never gave him. You know, he wanted to be different things. He was looking at different elements of the administration, and I decided I didn't want to do it. And now I'm glad I did, because you see, but you know, we had some great people. I had great people. We'll have even better people if we do this, because now I know Washington. Before I didn't know Washington. But guys like Bill Barr were terrible. I mean, they were, I would say, Bushies.
What he did was he let too many people in. He followed the lead of too many people, and he didn't know politics. He wasn't a politician. He's a businessman. And for anybody out there who wants to say that Trump is exactly what Richmond, north of Richmond, was all about, he's not a politician, though. He's a businessman. He's a rich man south of Richmond, Mar-a-Lago. It's in Florida. You know, Donald Trump, when he came in, you know, he did his best. He did his best, but he also let people influence him and steer him wrong and stab him right in the back. What his administration, what his first 45 did was let too many people misguide him, and he let too many snakes in the garden. This is exactly why they do not want him to become president number 47, because they know damn well he's going to chop the heads off of every snake. And I think like you know, we got Christopher Wray, we got all of these people, Alvin Bragg, he's Hillary Clinton, he's got all sorts of dirt on these people, and they are afraid of this man. What I find remarkably disturbing is that you indicted this man. Nobody gets indicted from Epstein Island. Nobody on the Epstein list, including Bill Clinton 26 times, never got indicted. And they're having sex with kids. Wow. You're going to arrest this man for tweets? For tweets? Oh my God, man. Look, I myself can never blame myself for the actions of others. You know, this whole presidency, anything and everything that went wrong, it was Trump's fault. They think that he was running the country by himself. They forget about the Senate. They forget about Congress, which the Republicans just got the minority. So what you think that the Democrats didn't play a part in the failures of the policies that he tried to enact? You know, it's ridiculous. These people are dumb as dog shit.
I say that with respect to the Bush family, but they were Bushies, and it doesn't work out for us.
It was clear, this is kind of far afield, but it was just interesting. I read Barr's account of his time. He wrote a book about it, right? His autobiography. And in it, he lies about Jeffrey Epstein's death. Clearly lies. Do you think Epstein killed himself sincerely?
I don't know. I will say that, you know, he was a fixture in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
I don't know what Barr said about it either. I have no idea what he said. What did he say? He killed himself, probably?
He said he killed himself and that they were going to do this investigation. They never did the investigation. It's never been public.
Well,
and they hid it. And like, why are they doing that? And clearly Barr knew. But why would Bill Barr be covering up the death of Jeffrey Epstein?
Bill Barr didn't do an investigation on the election fraud either, okay? He said he did, and he pretended he did, but he didn't. McSwain, the U.S. attorney in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, said Barr just wouldn't let him do it. It was crazy. Barr became so petrified, so frightened of being impeached. They were going to impeach him. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah.
It's not a big moment in history. But they said, we're going to impeach. You know, they play a much rougher game, the left, the lunatics. And they were going to impeach Bill Barr, and he was petrified. Now, how do you not get impeached? Don't do any of this stuff.
That's right, Tracy, me
but
too.
But he didn't do the job there. I don't know what he did with Epstein, but possibly he didn't.
Do you think it's possible that Epstein was killed?
Oh, sure, it's possible. I mean...
Yeah, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Come on. You're going to do an investigation and you never do? Oh, I'm going to do it. I'll get to it one day. It does absolutely. If you have somebody on suicide watch, they are checked every 15 minutes. There's nothing in their cell. They have a turtle suit on which cannot be ripped. This is some bullshit. The whole thing does not make sense because he knew. I was waiting for, what is her name? Ghislaine Maxwell? I've been waiting for her to Epstein herself too, but it never happened. But where are the indictments for the people that were involved? Well, how come Rihanna was on Epstein Island? Naomi Campbell, John Legend and Chrissy Teigen, Eminem. Why Bill Gates? Bill Gates was there a lot. And it wasn't for water rights either. His wife even came out and said she divorced him because of his ties with Epstein. So what the hell in his doings, his misdeeds on Epstein Island? He was screwing kids. I'm sick of this, man. I'm sick and tired of them looking at child molesters and going, oh, you get a free pass. You guys are just fine. We're going to make sure that you don't get punished because, oh, that's your sexuality. Go on with yourself. NAMBLA has never been so proud, right? As soon as Joey Biden got into that office, they were like, oh, yeah, he's one of us.
And I don't really believe, I think he probably committed suicide. He had a life with, you know, beautiful homes and beautiful everything, and he, all of a sudden, he's incarcerated and not doing very well. I would say that he did, but there are those people, there are many people, I think you're one of them, right? But a lot of people think that he was killed. He knew a lot on a lot of people.
He was killed.
You think so?
I think the closer you look, I'm not a conspiracy person at all. I believe everything I hear. But yeah, the closer you look into it, I mean, the Attorney General of the United States, your Attorney General clearly lied about the Epstein death.
Yeah,
and
he was.
Why?
He was certainly. It wasn't well done. They had no cameras. They had no anything. Everybody was sleeping, and you know, a case could be made. Look, I'm not going to get involved in it, but I can tell you, a case could be made either way. But it certainly wasn't the most well-run place.
So the reason I'm asking you is I'm looking at the trajectory since 2015 when you got into politics, you know, for real, and then won.
Let me respond to your comment. CNY family. This is the second time I have seen you live, and I love your content. Not too many people on here have common sense anymore. So thank you at Just Gen Reacts for what you do. Preach it, sister. Thank you. You know, common sense never killed anybody. You know, I have my own theories about Jeffrey Epstein. Look, man, Trump may, you know, he can have his own opinions. I'm with Tucker on this one because if they really did a thorough investigation like they said they were going to do, what's the harm of it? Where's the harm of doing your investigation and proving that he, you know, did not Epstein himself or that he did? What's the common sense of why lie about it? What are you hiding? If you don't have anything to hide, what are you lying for? You know, I just think the lies and the deceit and the corruption and the hypocrisy is just overwhelming. And I can't wait to get this man back in office. Again, yes, just like you guys, I would much rather have mean tweets and $1.80 gas over what we have now. You guys, I literally got milk, some stuff for my kids' lunches, and the bill. And I think I got some like snacks for them and just their regular stuff that they like. 6 grocery bags, $200. And I'm over here going, this is like enough for like 4 or 5 days of their lunches and some snacks and their milk. You know, I'm over here going, what the fuck? I will take mean tweets, lower utilities, lower gas prices. America is in debt over $1 trillion in credit card debt. thanks to this administration. We need Trump back, no matter if you like this man or not. America needs it back. Family values need to be instilled again. Common sense needs to be a thing again.
It started with protests against you, massive protests, organized protests by the left, and then it moved to impeachment twice.
Right.
And now indictment. I mean, the next stage is violence. Are you worried that they're going to try and kill you? Why wouldn't they try and kill you, honestly?
They're savage animals. They are people that are sick, really sick. You have great people in the Democrat Party. You have great people that are Democrats. Most of the people in our country are fantastic, and I'm representing everybody. I'm not just Republicans or conservatives. I represent everybody. I'm the president of everybody. But I've seen what they do. I've seen the lengths that they go to. When they make up the Russia, when that's exposed and they go down, and Barr should have gone after them, and other people should have gone after. And they did very late, because the Durham report came out. It was fairly good. It could have been a lot tougher, I guess, but it was fairly good. But it explained how corrupt it was. I'll tell you who did a great job was the Inspector General Horowitz. He did a phenomenal report. You didn't have to go to Durham. He did it on Comey and on, I guess, McCabe and some others, and it was a vicious, it was basically a true report, how bad they are. But these people are sick people. These are people that I think they hate our country. You want to know the truth. When you see open borders, when you see these policies that they have, and so many other things, it's so sad to see. You know, we have a country that's very fragile right now. I've never seen, I will say, look.
I agree.
I ran in 16, which was 15, but I ran in 16, election in 16, and there was tremendous spirit. In 20, there was even more spirit. We got millions and millions more votes. You know, it wasn't even a contest. People said, well, what'd you think of 20? I said, we did much better. We did. You got to base it on the number of votes. We got many more votes in 20 than we did in 16. But the election was rigged. It was a rigged election. And with COVID, they used COVID to cheat in a lot of different things. And
they really did, and that's what they're doing again. They're saying there's a new variant out there, and we probably are going to head towards a lockdown again. It comes at just the right time, doesn't it? It's that opportune moment that they're waiting for those ballot harvesting operations to hit again. 2001 mules. Oh, no. They're going to have a lot more this time. And they're going to say, well, you're going to have to mail in your ballots. Look, y'all, I got three mail-in ballots for Joe Biden, and I was a registered Republican voter. There is absolutely no reason why the DNC sent me a registered Republican voter Joe Biden ballots, 3 of them. Now, why wouldn't you send me 3 Trump ballots? Oh, that's because we got one side cheating. And if you even tried with Donald Trump, oh, election fraud. Hillary Clinton can say it. Joe Biden can say it. Barack Obama can say it. All of these Democrats are free to say how illegitimate president he is, how the election was rigged in 2020 or 2016. But no, where are their indictments at? Where are their indictments at? They don't get indicted because as a Democrat, you could do whatever the F you want. When he came out as Republican is when everybody backstabbed him and turned their backs on him because they were like, oh yeah, we got another establishment, pro-establishment person, pro-elite, that's all. And he said, no, I'm running as Republican. And they said, racist. Well, how come he wasn't sexist? How come he wasn't a racist when he was a Democrat? All of a sudden, he's a racist and a misogynistic pig when he runs Republican, but you were all okay with that when he was a Democrat. Get out of here. I'm calling bullshit.
We have so much on it. It's like so easy. But we had judges that didn't want to look. We had people didn't want to get involved. They called you, he's a conspiracy theorist if you say anything about the election.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I have never seen spirit like there is right now. Even coming down here, just the people on the road that are just absolutely going crazy. And the reason is, I think they like me, and I know they love my policies. I hope they like me too. You know, a lot of people say they don't like me, but they like my policies. I think they like me. But I have never seen spirit like it is right now. And the reason is, because crooked Joe Biden is so bad. He's the worst president in the history of our country. I don't.
One more time for the kids in the back.
Absolutely going crazy. And the reason is, I think they like me, and I know they love my policies. I hope they like me too. You know, a lot of people say they don't like me, but they like my policies. I think they like me. But I have never seen spirit like it is right now. And the reason is because crooked Joe Biden is so bad. He's the worst president in the history of our country. I don't think he's going to make it to the gate, but you know, you never know. But he's a corrupt person, so corrupt that I took the name off Hillary. You know, I don't do two people at one time. I took the crooked Hillary and I retired the name. That was a good day for her. I bet she was very happy. And I used it for Joe because it's crooked Joe. But Joe is really...
But you don't think he's going to make it to November of 24?
Well, I think he's worse mentally than he is physically. And physically, he's not exactly a triathlete or any kind of an athlete. You look at him, he can't walk to the helicopter. He walks, he can't lift his feet out of the grass. You know, it's only 2 inches at the White House, right? That's not a lot. But you watch him, and it looks like he's walking on toothpicks. So, and then you see him on the beach where he can't lift a chair. You know, those chairs are meant to be light, right? They're like 2 ounces. You lift him up. He can't lift the chair. He can't walk to the chair. And I don't know what they're doing with the beach. You know, this beach is seeming to play a big role, but they love pictures of him on the beach. I think he looks terrible on the beach. He looks terrible on the beach.
That pasty MFer, I don't want to see him with his shirt off. Ew! Barf! That is like my worst nightmare, seeing a decrepit-ass old crypt keeper, pasty white, like you're transparent, Joe. My goodness gracious. Barf. This is why the left gets on Donald Trump so bad, because he's making fun of Joe Biden. He's just pointing out the obvious. He's not lying. He's saying that he is not fit, either physically or mentally, to run a country. You see what he's done? He's run it all right into the fucking ground. Jeez, oh Pete's. I can't. There's nothing
Skinny
wrong.
legs.
Well, he can't walk through the sand. You know, sand is not that easy to walk through, but when he walks through it, he can't walk through the sand. And there's somebody in there that thinks he looks fabulous at the beach. I think he looks horrible at the beach. Plus, the beach doesn't represent what a president's supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be working.
Oh, wait a second. He's been on vacation 39.6% of his presidency. 39.6%. How many of you out there can take 40% of your year or whatever, 40%? How many of you could survive on 40% of your paycheck? None? Oh, yes, I assumed so. Because nobody that I know could take 40% of the entire year and go on wasted on vacations and go, I'll be there, Maui, as soon as I'm done visiting my elite friend on Lake Tahoe. You know what I mean. It's ridiculous. If Trump, God, if the man went golfing, they lost their ever-loving minds. What is he doing golfing? Well, probably because he owns a fucking country club. Is that illegal? Oh my God. I can't. I'm over here going, here we have Christmases at the White House. We have young black leaders at the White House when Trump was there. What do we have with Joe Biden? That's what I thought.
You're supposed to be getting us out of that horrible, horrible war that we're very much involved in with Russia and Ukraine. You could do that. You could do that very easily. I believe you could do that I don't believe he could do it because he's just incompetent. But that's a war that should end immediately, not because of one side or the other, because hundreds of thousands of people are being killed. Can you imagine you're in an apartment house and rockets are going into that building and blowing it up and knocking it down? And why should anybody, human beings, these are human, whether they're Russian or Ukrainian or whatever they are.
They're humans.
It's got to be stopped, and it can be stopped very easily. It would have never started. If I were president, it would have never started.
Truth, 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 truth. Here we have Joe Biden, crooked Joe Biden. Here we have him on national television making sure we will blow up the Nord Stream pipeline. Not my words. Those are his words. Well, Donald Trump is going to start World War III, but he didn't. And you, Joe Biden, you did. And you're with the WEF. You're at the WEF with Putin, with Xi Jinping, with Kim Jong-un, with Klaus Schwab, with Obama, with the Clintons. What do you this is absolute and utter bullshit. That war never needed to happen. I don't care which side that you stand on. I'm praying that it's on the common sense side of seeing that Russians and Ukrainians are dying. Hundreds of thousands of them. For what? For what? And Americans are struggling. They're homeless. They can't feed their families. Lahaina just got blown off the map, and here we go. I'm not going to give them anything but $700 when they just lost every worldly possession, pets, family members, children. They lost everything. Here's $700. First of all, they're on a fucking island. A gallon of milk is like $10. Everything has to be imported. What is $700 going to do? But if we're going to give them $700, but only if you let me give Zelensky another $25 to $40 billion. What in the shit is that? Oh my God. And then we have this administration giving illegal aliens $2,200 a month. $2,200 a month. That's the most they've seen in their fucking lifetime. And of course, they're going to vote Democrat because they're dumb. They're dumb as dog shit. They have been brainwashed into thinking that the Democrats are the only ones that have their back. When look at what they're doing. If they would open their eyes and say, wait a minute, so we're coming into a country, they're favoring us over the people that live here, the very same people that fight their wars, the veterans are sleeping on the sidewalks. What's going to become of me once I become a naturalized citizen? Oh my God, what happens if I vote Republican? Oh, are they going to take it all back? Are they going to ship me back? You know, we've let millions of people, not we, Joe Biden has let millions of people into this country unvetted. They don't have vaccines. They have tuberculosis. They have all kinds of deadly diseases. We're letting them into our country as if, go right ahead. We don't know if you're a rapist. We don't care if you're a murderer. We don't give a shit if you, even better if you run with the cartels because, hey, the big man gets 10%. This man here had the illegal immigration down to, it has been down in all of history, American history. Of course they wanted him out because that way the people, the establishment can't keep working. Oh my God, I can't wait till this man gets back in office. I can't wait to see the reckoning that's coming.
So back to Biden, I'm interested. So you think he's failing? He obviously is failing. I think it's clear to everybody. But that would make Kamala Harris the candidate?
Well, not really. I mean, I guess they'd have maybe
God,
a free-for-all. A lot of people say she has to remain for certain reasons, the candidate. She has to. I don't think that's true, actually. I don't think that other people would stand for it. She has some bad moments. Her moments are almost as bad as his. I think his are worse, actually.
Yeah.
But
she seems pretty senile, too.
She speaks in rhyme.
My Venn diagrams.
It's weird. But she has bad moments. And
in rhyme? What do you...
It's all that Willie Brown sperm. I swear. It all fried her brain. Or maybe that's that marijuana that she smoked a lot of, right? But she put the same people in prison for marijuana and kept them past their out dates for cheap labor for the state of California. Way to go. If camel toe is if something happens to Joe Biden and camel toe, what's she gonna do? Oh, let me get my Venn diagram out. Tucker said it best. She's just as senile. And said she must be senile because I specifically remember when they were debating, she called Joe Biden a racist. But then now all of a sudden they're best buds. Get the fuck out of here. Bunch of paid off corrupt pieces of crap. And I would love to see the actual criminals be held accountable for once, but it'll never happen because Democrat means you got this invisible shield that's formulating around you that nothing can happen to you. You are impenetrable. You are impervious to the laws of this land. Oh, my anti-American fascist scumbags.
Well, the way she talks, the bus will go here, and then the bus will go there.
Me too, Cedarman Magic. Me too, my friend.
It's weird. The whole thing is weird. This is not a president of the United States future. And I think they probably have some kind of a primary, and other people will get involved.
Newsom, right? I mean,
Could be. I mean, you know,
Oh, hell.
he's got along well with him, believe it or not. But could be him, could be somebody else. He's got a big load on his shoulders because you look at California, what's happened. But I don't know if the American people really, the people that vote for him, I don't even know if they care. You know, you look at so many of the things that
I
are
care.
going on, and people don't seem to be. In the old days, if you had a bad record, it meant a lot. Today, if you have a bad record, it doesn't really mean anything. You know, he looks good. He's a nice-looking guy. Speaks well.
He's Nancy Pelosi's nephew. He let out 7,000 child sex offenders. No, he's not a good man. And if he comes up for election, I will be like, hell no. That is the one time where I will pack my shit and I will leave. I don't care. Send me wherever. I will not live under Gavin Newsom, who's for taking your children away if you don't medically transition them. Book that. No. Nope.
But Biden, every time you watch him talking, it's like he's walking on eggs. You're waiting for him to collapse. And he almost always does.
Don't give him a bike.
And I got to know the leaders of all of the countries, essentially, but the big ones. And the bigger, the tougher the leader. You know, it's like sort of, I guess maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. But I got to know President Xi of China and Putin and Kim Jong-un, North Korea. Did a great job with North Korea, kept us out of a nuclear war. We would have 40,000 dead soldiers right now. They'd drop a nuke right on top of the military base. But we
Hold on, really quickly, President Trump. Thank you. I love you to pieces, and I hope you win. Hey, listen, this is our real legitimate president, by the way, and I'm not going to shy away from this. This man won that election. They stole it from him. I don't care, YouTube. Do what the fuck you have to do. It was just a 2-year mark. The 2-year, and I'm not going to say anniversary because it's nothing to celebrate, of 13 servicemen who lost their lives because of a weak pullout of Afghanistan. Joe Biden should be held accountable for the deaths of 13 servicemen. Why hasn't he held accountable for that? What about Hillary Clinton and Benghazi? You bitches actually killed people. You killed people. Nothing. Crickets. Walking free. Hillary Clinton, I guarantee you, you're going to hell. I guarantee you. And you know, it sucks, you guys, because and my son said this. He's like, Mom, you know, these people today are doing all of this horrible shit. And the only thing that you could say or do is be hopeful that one day they will meet their maker. I said, yes, because it's us against them. These people are elites. They have access to a lot of money. They have access and the power to put us in prison, to kick down our doors, to say, fuck your constitutional rights. You're going to prison for just being a free thinker. And you see the corruption that they are. So that's the only thing that I have right now is my faith that I know one day you're going to have to pay the piper. And I'm over here going, I hope it happens. And I hope I get to witness that. I hope I get to sit up in them clouds with my family who has passed and look at them and go, you ain't gonna be here for long, so don't get used to the scenery. Don't pack an overnight bag because your ass ain't staying very long. And I just can't wait to see it happen because it's like we can't do anything against these evil elites because they run the world. And he's right. He prevented nuclear war from happening, but no props there. No props for keeping Putin shit scared of how unpredictable Trump could have been. We need a leader who other leaders see as, oh shit, he's got the codes. We better not. But as it stands right now, our border is wide open. We are in the weakest state. We have Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, and Vladimir Putin over here going, if we wanted to take America down, we could, because they have drag queens running their navy. We got this, boys. When China has 6-year-olds going, kill the Westerners, they're doing boot camp style. We got our Navy doing lessons on how to be a drag queen. Who the fuck do you think's gonna win? Not us. I can't wait till this man gets back in office. I don't think we can wait 2 more years, to be honest with you guys.
We have 40,000 soldiers over there. And I did great. I got along with him great. That's a positive. You know, the press said, he said nice things about Kim Jong-un. I also said horrible things at the beginning. Horrible enough that he wanted to talk. And we talked, and we met in Singapore. We met actually twice. And we had unbelievable meetings. I know him very well. We were in great shape with him.
What do you think he and Xi and Putin think of Biden?
I think they can't believe it. I think they probably say this is some kind of a
joke
system. You know, they had great respect for our country. They respected me. They had great respect for our country when I was there. Every one of them. Look, if you go to North Korea, you take a look at what happened. You know, the Olympics was dead. South Korea spent billions on the Olympics. Nobody was going to go. They didn't want to get blown up. They called me and they said, we are going to let the Olympics proceed. This is North Korea. I said, you should go into the Olympics. Put your athletes in. It wasn't like, you know, they were big on athletes because, you know.
Famine.
But they went in and they actually participated. And within about 2 days, the entire thing was sold out. And if it wasn't me, that would have never happened. But I got along very well with him, and that's a positive thing. He does have massive nuclear power, by the way. And if Hillary would have gotten in, or if the Obama thought process continued, it would have been a nuclear war, absolutely, with North Korea. He was expecting to go into a war, and it would have been a nuclear war.
So do you think the rest of the world looks on at Biden and thinks someone else has got to be running the government?
We're getting to it, man. This is a great interview because they're touching on a lot of stuff that everybody called us crazy for knowing. And it's like, wait a minute. Oh, we have a tinfoil hat on? Well, what about the people that literally sit here and support the very same man that is running this country into the ground today? How are the people in Chicago feeling right now? What about the people of New York City? They were basically busting down Eric Adams' door, fighting in the streets. We got migrants running wild right now. We got them sleeping in colleges, high schools, police departments. Chicago knocking up a teenage migrant. Come on now. And for anybody who supports Joe Biden, you got this. Trust me. If you have this sense in your head to go, oh, I see you're a Biden supporter. I'm sorry. You know, I get harassed too. But do you think I give a shit? I don't. I want my country back. I want my veterans to be taken care of. You know, the problem in this country is not white supremacy like the FBI and Biden's DOJ and FBI and the Biden administration, Biden administration claims it is. That's not the leading problem in this country. Fentanyl, an open border, we got veterans sleeping on the street, homelessness, people can't afford gasoline, they can't afford their utilities, they can't afford their house payments. We got BlackRock buying up all of the homes and driving up rental prices, so people have to buy little tiny homes and then they have to stay in the rent cycle. They can't own a home. Home ownership is the most unattainable it has ever been under this administration. So way to go, support Biden. I hope you're feeling it, because I sure as hell am not. And I'm over here going, I don't feel it, I don't like it, and I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not going to stand for people burning the American flag after we opened our fucking doors to you. This is exactly how the people who have came here from all over the world, not just Mexico. We have people from Honduras, which a Honduran woman cannot walk down the street without fear of being killed. The women that are killed there every single day, we let all of those people in here. They emptied the prisons, the Venezuelan prisons and mental institutions on our doorstep. Human trafficking has never been at the highest that it has been, and now it is under Joe Biden. Fentanyl has ravaged our country. And so they support that man? Well, when fentanyl hits their families, or when their teenage daughter gets bought and sold, then they could wake up because they're dead asleep. They claim to be the most woke, but they're not. They're dead asleep. Their heads are in the sand. Yeah, Biden supporters, good luck, man. Good luck with that.
Somebody else has to be. I don't think he's capable of doing anything. Look, when I debated him, I said, how come, and this was in front of probably not a friend of yours, Chris Wallace. He was the moderator.
Not a friend.
I said, why
Wallace
is it?
is
He
a
wants to be
dick.
Mike, but he doesn't have the talent. It's one of those
Bitchy little man.
He wanted to be his father, but he didn't have the talent of his father was great.
He's a little fussy man.
His father interviewed me in 60 Minutes. It was actually a 10. Can you believe it?
No, I totally believe his father had talent, at
No,
least.
I may have been the only guy that he gave a good 60 Minutes to. He was rough.
Really?
His father was tough. He was great, though. He was great at what he did. But Chris Wallace was so upset. He was guarding this guy who wouldn't do a show, by the way. You know, he wouldn't do. I figured I didn't mind Chris Wallace because Biden wouldn't do a show. And it was very obvious. You know, he kept asking him and asking, but he wouldn't do the show. So I figured he's got to like me. But he came from a different planet. But remember when I asked the question, why is it that the mayor of Moscow's wife is allowed to give you $3.5 million? Don't forget, that was brought up. Now it's brought up all the time, but that was brought up by me long before anyone ever heard of it. I said, the mayor of Moscow's wife giving you $3.5 million. What did you do to deserve $3.5 million? To Biden. And Chris Wallace said, this has nothing to do with the debate. I mean, he fought.
He got in the way of the question.
No, it was crazy. And I said, well, wait a minute. He got $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow's wife. Now, people forget that, but if you go back and take...
I don't forget anything from that debate. And of course, we have the liberal media that is moderating. No, you're not. You're protecting and you're pushing narratives and you're pushing agendas and you are being as divisive as humanly possible to divide people by social status, to divide people by race, to divide people by political parties. It's ridiculous. He should have been forced to answer that question. Why did the widow of Moscow's mayor give you $3.5 million? Now we find out she gave it to Hunter Biden. But I didn't have any knowledge of my son's business dealings. What do you mean? How did he get into Burisma unless, well, if you hire me into the board of directors in Burisma, you know who my father is, right? He's been a crooked politician since he was a senator. He's been lying ever since he probably came out of the womb. He's plagiarized and lied his way through life, and he's a conniving snake. Of course, when they have corruption over here meets corruption over here, they can make a real good marriage and help one another out. But if that was Donald Trump, like the Russian, whatever happened to Hillary Clinton anyways after she claimed that Russia interfered with the election that she lost, rightfully? Ain't nobody gonna vote for you, Hillary. Whatever happened to that? Well, where's her indictment at? Oh, no, that's right. We'll never see it because only he can do wrong.
Take a look, you will see. And Chris Wallace didn't want me to ask that question. I said, I think it's a very appropriate question. It turned out to be much more appropriate than people thought.
Trump was right. Yeah.
So
I love Benny Johnson. He's amazing.
Have a preference in, assuming you're the Republican nominee and all goes as you plan it to go, do you have a preference in who you run against?
In many ways, I'd love to run against him because his record's so bad. You know, it's still
please let it
horrible
happen.
when you look at inflation and everything else. But others also have very bad records. I mean, California's a bad record. So, you know, should it be Gavin or should it be somebody else? When I look at San Francisco, what's happened to that incredible city? That was one of the greatest cities in the world just a short while ago. And now it's very sad when you look at Los Angeles. Every city, practically, all the Democrat-run cities. You know, Republican-run cities are doing very nicely.
Yeah, we are.
Because they arrest people when you have crimes. And they don't go after political candidates because they think it's good. You know, I mean, it's like been amazing. My poll numbers are the highest I've ever had. But because people understand it.
Can I just ask you, that gets back to my original question. So if the protest didn't work, you got elected anyway. Yeah. Impeachment didn't work twice, obviously.
Hold on a second. Impeachment. Now, the article of impeachment and the inquiry are two different things. I've just learned that. Now, Katie Hobbs came out to say she would be the 5th indictment against Donald Trump. Every liberal on this planet, especially in liberal ran Arizona, was hooting and hollering, yay, Katie Hobbs. And then she quickly realized, if you go on and claim that Donald Trump committed election fraud in the very same state that you did, Katie Hobbs, your ass is grass. So she quickly recanted, really quickly, like, who? Like, have you ever had one of those foot and mouth moments? Like, oh shit, did I just say that? Did what I was thinking come out of my mouth for real, for real? Fuck. No, that's exactly what Katie Hobbs did. The second it left her forked tongue having mouth, she was like, ah! Like her butt puckered at that very moment, because she knew, you bring this up, then they are going to investigate the hell out of you, Katie Hobbs, and probably see that, well, not probably, more than likely, potentially, probably see that Carrie Lake was the actual winner of that election, because everybody I know voted for Carrie Lake. Nobody voted for a woman that was too scared to debate. And then mysteriously, the paper size. Oh, it's the paper size. We got to think about who these voters would be voting for. What do you mean? Look on their ballot. They got to fill in Katie Hobbs's name, and she even certified her own election. Isn't that a conflict of interest in the slightest bit, that she's on the election committee and she certifies her own election? Huh. Seems to me like she had her hand in the cookie jar deep. It seems to me like she knew exactly if she was going to bring up any type of bullshit against Trump, that he was going to come right after her. And I pray that he gets in office, because if he gets in office, there is going to be a day of reckoning. And these people who have been impervious to laws are no longer going to be impervious. They know it, and I know it, and I think you guys know it too. And it's going to be a beautiful sight to see the real indictments go to the more deserving people. You know, guys, I led a life of crime for a very long time, and to see the state of the country today, where the law-abiding citizens, we work so hard to be good citizens, to help our neighbors, to do what's right, and here we got rapists and murderers and people that rob and steal. They're treated like royalty here. And I'm over here going, so wait a minute. When I was leading a criminal lifestyle, my ass got put in prison. So now we're rewarding that type of behavior. Why? Oh, it's real nice. It's real nice for the people that just want to defend their homes and defend their life, and they get in trouble. You know, I'll say it like he said it for Haiti. Haiti is a shithole. It is, it was, and it still is. And now San Francisco is a shithole. Philadelphia is a shithole. New Orleans, which I love, is a shithole. Chicago is a shithole. New York City is a shithole. You got to dodge poop, needles. You got Narcan dispensers. You got homeless encampments everywhere. Hardworking Americans who can't afford a $3,000 a month studio apartment. But here we go. You're going to say that Republicans are racist. Oh, they're racist. No, we're not racist. We're caring, compassionate people who just want the best for our country and not voting on our emotions. We use this thing called common sense, which so many people today are lacking. They would rather vote for anybody other than Trump. Well, here's The Rock. All Rock is running for president. Well, it's not Trump. I better vote for The Rock. And I ain't talking about Dwayne Johnson either. I'm talking about a rock, a pebble off the street. These dumb shits. And look what y'all got now. Look what we got. It's not just people that voted based off of their emotions, just not to have Trump in there. Look at what happened since y'all voted based off of your emotions and not your brains. Like, I can't stand that. I look at candidates, right? And I'm like, okay, let's see what your track record is. Are you fulfilling those political promises that you spew out of your mouth just to get elected? Or are you not? Are you just bullshitting your way to get into politics to enrich yourself? And then I don't vote for them if they're like that. I vote what's best for my community as a whole. Okay, I don't go by I'm not in the Republican. I go either Republican or independent, or if we have a really good Democrat, I will vote for that person if they help our country. But these people are so selfish, so egotistical, self-centered. They don't give a shit about anybody but themselves. And now look at the boat that we're in. We don't have a sense of camaraderie, community, unity. The United States of America, it's in our name, united. And these people are just, if you're not with me, you're against me. And I'm over here going, I'm for we're supposed to be a whole here. We're not supposed to be, because we don't like him, we're just going to not vote for him. What about his policies? Well, that helped everybody in America. People are just stupid. They really are. You need to stop voting with your emotions and use your damn brains for just once, and we can make America great again.
Indictment is not working. Your poll numbers go up. When they raided Mar-a-Lago in August of last year, your numbers went up. They can indict you 20 times, and you're not gonna lose the Republican primary because of that.
Well, so it makes it look even more ridiculous. I mean, the 4 indictments, and maybe there'll be more. I don't know. These people are crazy.
But they're counterproductive. So if you chart it out, it's an escalation, is what I'm saying. Yeah. So what's next after, try to put you in prison for the rest of your life? That's not working. So don't they have to kill you now?
I think the people of our country don't get enough credit for how smart they are. And I'm not sure I would have said this 10 years ago, but they get it. They really get it. When somebody gets indicted, your poll numbers go down. When somebody gets indicted, you announce, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be leaving to spend time with my family and to fight for the rest of my life on this stuff. But you're out of politics. I got indicted 4 times. All trivia, nonsense, bullshit. It's all bullshit. Woo! It's horrible when you look and you look at what they're doing. The boxes hooks, I'm covered by the Presidential Records Act. I'm allowed to do exactly that. He's not covered, and he's got 25 times the number of boxes, and he's got them stored in Chinatown. He's got them stored in a flimsy garage underneath his Corvette. At Penn, and by the way, at Penn he gets millions of dollars. China pays this guy millions of dollars. See, I think he's the most corrupt president we've ever had, and he also has the distinction of being the most incompetent. And I believe both. I mean, he's both incompetent and corrupt.
So
and I actually believe he's compromised because China knows so much about him. They know where the money comes from. They know where it is, who paid it, and they probably paid it. Well, they do pay Penn, and he gets $1 million. I think it takes $999,000 because, keeps it a little bit under $1 million, like by $1.
Now, if you or I did that, guess where we would be? We would be in federal prison, and we would be paying the IRS until the cows come home. Bullshit. 2-tier justice system. All around. I love what Donald Trump said. Those 87,000 IRS agents that Biden hired, he would absolutely say, guess where you're going? You're going to the border. You're going to go work on the border to help make our country secure again. That alone should say, you know what? I'm voting for Donald Trump. That right there. Because why do you want to hire 87,000 more IRS agents when y'all are guilty of the most corruption? You're getting money from the Chinese Communist Party. You're getting all of this dirty money, the bribery, the corruption, and that we could not get away with not even a minute amount of things that Hunter Biden and Joe Biden have done. And Joe Biden, wait a minute, you weren't even supposed to take classified documents in the first place. That you were a vice president. Only the president has the power to do so. It is ridiculous. It is absurd, and it is hypocritical as it comes. I'm over here going, wait a minute. I can't even. And he's right. He's the most corrupt and he's the most incompetent that we have ever had. I let Joe Biden, I love that on Twitter. I do. I tag him all the time. I'm like, you are the worst fucking president that we have ever had. And that's the truth. But he, in many ways, is a Manchurian candidate. We have a Manchurian candidate, and he's afraid to tell Russia to get out of Cuba. He's afraid to tell China to get out of Cuba. He's afraid. China now is building, think of this, China is building military installations in Cuba. Yeah, we're fucked.
The Cuban population of Miami is not too happy because they're never going to be able to go back. And you don't even hear about it. And the worst culprit is the press, the media, because normally, you know, when I first heard that China's building installations in Cuba, and installations means military installations, okay, you know, they said just some communication.
Yeah, okay.
They did that on the islands with Japan. They took the island, they started this massive construction, and they told everybody, including the Japanese have to be very careful. They told everybody that this is a housing development. They're going to build a housing development. And I said, how come the runway is 20,000 feet long? You know, private jets need 4,000 feet. They don't need 20,000 feet. The big ones need 20,000 feet. They don't even need 20. And I looked at the runway. I said, that's the largest runway ever built, both in width and length, for housing development. There's nobody that has a plane that big that you would have a runway that's
Why
that's
is
for
China
testing.
allowed to conduct imperialism in our hemisphere?
Well, yeah, and it's far beyond Cuba. It's all over South America.
Yeah, in the Caribbean.
So we built.
What about South Dakota? What about all of the farmland that China is buying up? What about all of the farms that they are taking? Just taking. They could do whatever the hell they want. Because why? Because Joey Biden is in their pocket. That is why. And it's so crazy that we have a Chinese spy balloon going, a couple of them actually, going over the United States. It's looking at our military bases. It's all over Montana, one of the biggest, most expansive states that we have. Those are the live free or die people over there that love their constitutional rights. They love their country. And here's a spy balloon right there. And who over here has the artillery to take that down? Only our government. And he let it fly. He just let it fly. Are you kidding me? I can't even. Now the UK, I think it was the day before yesterday or yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Anyways, their whole air traffic system was compromised, shut down. I'm over here going, oh shit. This one's we're gonna have some shit rolling downhill at us very soon. But how sad that we're allowing China to literally destroy us from within our own borders as they promised that they would. We don't want communism here, you guys. We don't want it. Every Cuban refugee, every people who migrated here from Cuba legally, mind you, they don't want communism. They fled Cuba to flee communism. They sure as shit don't want that shit here. They know it's bad. They know it doesn't work. They know it keeps the rich richer and the poor poorer. And here they're seeing it and they're like not happy. They're all Team Trump. And I'm glad that they are, because we are not a communist regime. We are a constitutional republic, despite what these Democrats have to say. This is a democracy. No, the fuck it's not. It's a constitutional republic. Get your shit straight. We don't want that shit here. The democracy. You mean communism. It used to be socialism, communism guised as socialism. Now it's communism disguised as democracy. Fuck out of here. I think we need like a monarchy system, almost a monarchical system. We need to be done with this system, this two-party system, because it is failing. It's failing us. It's failing America, and it sucks because this is one man. If people don't get on board to fix all of the shit that Joe Biden and Obama has done and to ruin this country, he can't do it by himself. He can't. Let's get back to the...
Built a thing called the Panama Canal. We lost 35,000 people to the mosquito, malaria.
Yeah.
We lost 35,000 people We lost 35,000 people because of the mosquito. Vicious. They had to build under nets. It was one of the true great wonders of the world. As he said, one of the 9 wonders of the world. No, it was one of the 7. It happened a little while ago, It says 9 wonders.
I don't know. I tend to think, if without all this woke shit, I think a monarchy would do better. I think what they have today isn't working. I think how they do at Parliament in the UK and everything, how they all, get together and they work with each other. I think that is better. That they're fighting against one another. It's not going to change. It's been like that since how long, and nothing gets done. So that is why I say that. I say that they have to start opening lines of communication and fighting not against each other, but the fighting with each other so that shit can get done. You know, the two-party system it's not working. It's not.
Wonders of the world. You could make 9 wonders. He would have been better off if he stuck with the 9 and just said, yeah, I think it's 9. But this is one of the true 7 wonders of the world. And you take a look at the Panama Canal. It was such an incredible engineering marvel. We sold it under Jimmy Carter. We sold it to Panama for $1. The following day, they quadrupled the amount of money that ships had to pay to get across. They didn't lose one ship. And now they've made it much bigger, and now they've widened it. They've doubled it, right? They've more than doubled it. And it's one of the most profitable things. Any time it's just incredible, right?
War
we gave it away
profitable.
for $1. China now controls it. They actually control the Panama Canal. They run it, they control it. And we shouldn't let that happen. And we can't let China be in Cuba.
$1.
And they'll get out. If I'm president, they'll get out. Because I had a very good relationship with President Xi, but he respected this country, he respected me, and he'll get out.
Uphill battle,
and
Mr.
we
Trump.
can't let them run the Panama Canal. We built the Panama Canal. Should have never been given to Panama. We should have had it, but we gave it for $1. Think of it. They quadrupled in one day. They lifted the fees, which are, you know, pretty big, for these massive ships to go through, right? Rather than going around the Cape and through all the tremendous storms, such beauty, such, you know, when you, it's beautiful
I would love to
stuff.
see Panama
But you
one
didn't want to
day.
get caught in those storms. Those were storms that wiped out the biggest ships. And we go through the Panama Canal, we built it, and we gave it away for $1. Think of that, how stupid are we? We have done the stupidest things in this country. And now we have a president that can't put 2 sentences together, can't speak, can't walk, can't talk. I don't think he gets to the starting gate, but these people do miracles. I mean, he ran out of his basement, and you got away with that one because of COVID, so he sort of got away with it. They cheated on the election. But you have people that are very smart, but they're fascists, and they're radical left lunatics, and they're destroying our country with the all-electric cars and the windmills all over the place, which, by the way, don't work, and they're most of them made in China. For the most part, they're made in China. Germany a little bit, but China. But you look at what's happening to our country, even no voter ID. I mean, why don't they want voter ID? There's only one reason they don't want voter ID, because they want to cheat. I mean, who doesn't want, you know, the Democrat convention, the last one, they had voter ID that was this big. It looked like a prison card, this big on their chest. You walked in, they had your picture, your this, your fingerprint. They had everything. The most incredible voter ID I've ever seen. That was to get into the Democrat National Convention. But to get into vote, if you buy groceries, if you buy practically anything now, you have ID on a card, credit cards or otherwise.
But don't you think it's racist to have to show your ID?
Well, they probably say that. They use any.
It's racist to think that black folks don't have ID. Everybody I know, whether they be white, Asian, Hispanic, black, it doesn't matter. If I ask somebody, do you got an ID? Well, what the fuck do you think? Yes, I have an ID, you buffoon. That is the most counterproductive argument ever. It is so stupid to say that, well, it's racist to have somebody for their ID. Excuse me? It's racist to think that people can't just go to the DMV or the BMV and get an ID. That's stupid. Oh my God, man. The logic here has left the building.
Anything not to show ID, because voter ID is pretty simple. And we could go back, and we should go back to all paper ballots, voter ID, same-day voting. You know, France did it. France had mail-in ballots, and it was terrible. Anytime you have mail-in ballots, you're going to have massive cheating on your elections. Anytime, but not just the presidential election. Anytime you have...
Isn't that the whole point of them?
Yeah.
So you can
Oh,
cheat?
yeah, sure. It's the whole point. That's the whole point. They want to cheat. Yeah. They have to cheat because their policies are so bad that if they didn't cheat, they couldn't get elected. Who wants open borders? Who wants high taxes? Who wants high interest rates? Who wants to not be able to use a gas stove? or have to drive an electric car, which, you know, you have a 4-hour drive, but the car only goes an hour and a half, so you have to charge it. The happiest moment for somebody in an electric car is the first 10 minutes. In other words, you get it charged, and now for 10 minutes. The unhappiest part is the next hour, because you're petrified that you're not going to be finding another charger. People, I'm saying, if people, I'm not knocking electric cars, they're fine. They're fine. But if people want to buy a gasoline car or a hybrid, hybrids are pretty good, actually, but they should be allowed to buy. They don't want to do any of this. So right now, California's in a big brownout because their grid is a disaster. The grid all over the country is sort of a disaster, but the grid in California. And yet, they want to have, in a very short period of time, millions and millions of cars going off that grid, essentially. It doesn't work.
So plug your car into a grid that's failing.
You should be able to buy an electric car. You know, electric cars could be fine if you drive short distances and you want to have, you know, whatever, and you have plug-ins everywhere you go. They could be fine. But you got to have gasoline cars. You got to have everything. Let people buy everything. Now there's the new thing is your heating systems in the house. They don't want.
Oh, and what's so funny, which is not funny, is the people in California, they can't even run their air conditioners during the day. Oh, you son of a bitch. Ah. Laugh my ass off. They think. They don't like the truth. We will be back. We will be right back. Stay tuned for a message from our sponsors. Stream is interrupted. Trump and MacDonald. Stream is interrupted. Recovery content is detected. Encrypted materials no longer being streamed. The stream will be re-enabled. Are we back? That was fun. You guys like that? Let me black this out for a second. You like that? I was like, stay tuned. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Stay tuned. Enjoy a message from our sponsors. Look, y'all. I don't understand the need to hide from the truth. You know, the policies are stupid. Okay? You're gonna look at somebody who's your typical Joe, right? And say, you can't have your Honda, you can't have your Explorer, you can't have your F-150 because you have to have an electric vehicle to save the environment. But what they're neglecting to realize is not everybody has the money to get an electric vehicle. They start at like $70,000. And to fix a battery, to replace a battery in a Tesla, $20,000 and up, because the battery is the whole car. It's huge. It's not your standard typical battery where you take it to AutoZone and you get a core charge and you get that core charge back when you swap it out. You know, I love the planet myself, but I'm also realistic. How many of us could literally afford to go ahead and put a Tesla charge or an electric charging station in our homes? That's thousands of dollars to accommodate that. Yeah, it works for rich folks. It works for people who have FU money. Your typical American does not have the money or the resources to put those types of things in their homes. Now with California, you're not allowed to run your air conditioning during the day, so you're in the fucking desert, and they're telling you you put that on, and you're paying 10 times the amount you would as if you could put it on at nighttime. But during the day when it's the hottest, oh no, you're going to sweat your balls off. Go on and sit on an ice pack, because that's what you're going to have to do. It doesn't make any damn sense. Then they tried pulling that shit here in Ohio, and I'm going like this. I don't think so. You are not doing that shit here. You're not bringing that liberal shit over here, because it don't make any sense. Price hikes and rate increases because, no. So why not, instead of all of these wealthy politicians who keep getting wealthy, how about we redistribute their wealth? How about we close our borders, okay? Fire the almost 90,000 IRS agents that Joey Biden hired to screw all of us Americans. How about we do that? We start working on our power grid. We update it. How about we do that? How about we fix America first? How about we get our veterans off the streets? How about we stop the flow of fentanyl into our country that's killing 300 Americans every day? Is that not important? It's bullshit. It's absolute and utter bullshit. And I'm over here going, look, some people in California, you guys can afford it. You guys have whatever. We got your celebrities. All of them are in Los Angeles, the city of devils. Go, you guys can afford it. But you're talking about redistributing the wealth of the middle class as if we're not scrounging enough to survive. Then you want us to give our what little wealth that we do have to people who are being lazy? Fuck you. Ain't happening. You guys, for years, I had to rebuild my credit because I was trying to help somebody else rebuild theirs. And in the meantime, I got screwed. And I had like a 420 credit score. So it took me almost 3 years to get a 750. May 1st, with this administration, they just passed it. If you have good credit, this is their wealth redistribution bullshit. If you have good credit, no matter if you worked so hard to make sure you were anal that you paid all of your bills on time so your credit can be rebuilt, you're going to have to be penalized. You're going to have to pay a fee. Depending on how high your credit score is, means the higher the fee, just so people who could care less about their credit, so they can get a chance at getting a mortgage. That is bullshit. Because let me tell you, banks do not give mortgages to people with shitty credit. They are not willing to give out a high-risk loan like that. They want your income-to-debt ratio to be low so that they have a higher chance of getting their loan paid back. And now interest rates are the highest they have ever been, and they keep going up. They're going to keep going up and going up and going up until nobody buys a house. That's what they want. They want you so broke that you have to sell your home to BlackRock or Vanguard so they can rent out your home for $7,000. So this is exactly how the elite are suffocating us and crippling us. Oh, tiny homes. They're the latest, greatest thing. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be cooking dinner next to a shitter. Sorry, it's just not my cup of tea. I like to be able to get away from like the hustle and bustle and go up into my room or come down in my basement where it's nice and cool, right? This tiny home shit. No, sorry. What about when a tornado comes? Oh, you didn't plan on moving to Florida? Well, hopefully that tornado will take you there. Get out of here. It doesn't make any damn sense to me. I'm over here going, oh my God, man. Keep that liberal shit over there. But you're not allowed to have a gas stove. But AOC can because, oh, I have a rental. It's okay. But you're telling people that they can't have one. But you're flying in private jets and you're getting driven around by freaking Chevy Tahoes, which aren't electric. It makes no sense. They do not practice what they preach. They are the kings and queens of hypocrisy. It makes no damn sense to me. All right. Yeah, I saw the reaction. I did it earlier. And Tom MacDonald, I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky people. And this is why I will always be loyal to Tom, right? He allows me to react to his music. They didn't shut it down for copyright reasons. They shut it down for the fucking truth being told. They don't like Donald Trump. They don't like conservatives. They will censor conservatives until the cows come home. It's not fair. It's not fair because why? They want you brainwashed. They want you brainwashed into thinking that the Republicans and the conservatives are uber extremists. They're bad people. They're murderous. They're racist. They're homophobic. They're transphobic. All of their trigger words that they use. They will never see the people for who they really are. Caring, loving, compassionate, patriotic, neighborly, loving people. And it's, I'm over here going, man, you need to censor the lamestream media. And right when President Trump was talking about the media, boom, they shut us off. Oh, the hypocrisy with the stoves, shut them off. It's like, why are you afraid of the truth? I'm not afraid of the truth. I think the truth, it sets all of us free. And a lot of people have been brainwashed. I don't know how anybody watches MSNBC, CNN, Fox News. I don't know how anybody does anymore. It's like I won't give them, not even sometimes I do say stuff to them, but because they deserve it. But I'm not going to get into what I say and stuff like that, but I tend to like to call it out because it's wrong and it's divisive, and America needs to unite again. Unfortunately, I think it's going to take a tragedy for Americans to unite again because you guys, we are so far away from how united we were on September 12th of 2001. And look at that tragedy. And then Joe Biden is taking the death penalty, or I think, what is it? They're giving him life in prison now for the people that were a part of the 9/11 attacks. Real nice. Those people should have been killed. Like, you terrorize our country. But it leads me to believe that they had help and that it was a planned attack, just like every other one. I mean, call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't care. It just doesn't add up. A lot of facts don't add up. All right, let's see if we can go back to here we go. Tom MacDonald didn't shut me down. The truth did. Here, let's keep it small. Because maybe that's why they did what they did. I doubt it though, because this is a free domain. Twitter is a free domain. I'm allowed to react to this. They just don't want me to.
I want you to have a modern day heating system. They want you to use a heating system that will cost you at least $10,000 to buy and won't work very well. You know, none of the stuff works as well. One of the things I did with EPA is you have states, many states, most of the states have so much water. You know, it comes out of heaven, right? The water pours down and you have it. It's there. It's got to go wherever it goes, into the oceans, whatever. It's not like a big problem. Now, in some states, they have a problem. You know, you have some desert areas and all, and for that, it's okay. But they have sinks where no water comes out. You turn it on, no water comes out. No water comes out of the shower. No water is allowed to go into the washing machine for your dishes or for your clothing or what.
Well, Bill Gates just bought up a lot of water rights. So why? Why does Bill Gates need water rights? Air rights? Have you, like, why are you buying airspace? Air rights, water rights. Why are you doing this? Because you're part of the WEF, Bill Gates. We see right through you. You know, it's all to destroy the middle class. It is. It's the way that we destroy the middle class to push them down into the lower class so the elites keep staying in control and rich. You know, I look at a lot of videos from Maui, right? And I'm going to leave it at that, not say the L word, you know? Well, a lot of these survivors were telling their story how kids were called off of school that day, so they were all home. unfortunately. Like, I can't even fathom losing a child. That is my worst fears. They had no water. Their water was shut off. No sirens at all went off. This was all without warning, without provocation. This was an attack. And now we're going to make sure we dedicate a monument to the survivors. We're going to, Josh Green, we're going to make sure that this land is sold to the highest bidder. I'm sick of the lies. And people are dying over this. When people start dying over this, that's a problem. I can't even imagine my children, me losing my children. That would be the worst thing that ever happened to me. I would not be able to recuperate from that. I wouldn't. It would be that's my worst fear. I am one of the most overbearing, overprotective parents, and I don't know, you guys. Bad.
And I avoided all of that.
Wait, they have sinks where no water comes out?
Sure, you have restrictors. When I say no water, very little water. You want to wash your hands, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen this, and you turn on the sink and it's very little. Or you want to wash your beautiful hair, right? And
Trump's beautiful
you're
hair.
standing under a shower. Then the suds never go. The water comes out very slowly. I'm sure you've seen this. It usually takes place in new hotels and new homes.
Yeah, you take a drill and take the
They have
limiter out.
Well, you can, but now they make it so you can't do that so easily. They have a restrictor. It's called a restrictor, and it restricts the water from coming out. So I ended all of that, and you have to see these. They let the water come out. You know what people do? They wash their hands like 5 times longer, or in the washing machine they'll press for their, let's say the dishwasher. They'll press it, then they'll press it about 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
They'll end up using more water, and it still won't be very good. I met with the head of Whirlpool. They were practically going out of business during my administration, and they said to me, from Ohio, incredible, great state, I love Ohio, and they were really doing badly because people were dumping washing machines all over, mostly from South Korea, but also from China. And he was explaining it's just a terrible situation. I said, let me ask you, how's the quality? He says, we're better, but they are good enough quality. But, you know, of course he's going to say that, but, you know, they are better. He said, but they don't allow us. They're dumping these machines. They're cutting us in half. They're killing us. And on top of it, the government won't let us use water in our machines. I mean, he shows me like a quarter of a bottle of water. That's supposed to be washing clothing. And I freed it all up, and I put tariffs on these countries that were selling and the machines coming into the country. And that company went from all the washing machine companies, they make washing machines, they make dryers, they make all of the different machines that do this kind of work, including dishwashers. And they went from a disaster area to being just thriving.
But can I ask
they
why?
love me in that part of Ohio.
Well, I bet they do, but why?
Tucker, look, shut up. Let him talk, damn it. You know, but I get it. It's an interview. These motherfuckers shut me down again. Okay. Okay, Rumble it is. Join me on Rumble. Well, sorry. Sorry you don't have Rumble. You better get it then. Better get it, homie. Come on, why don't you have Rumble? You should have Rumble. Rumble is awesome. Fucking YouTube, man. They're such bitches here. I'm so so sick and tired of their fucking sons of bitch fucking copyright. Fuck you. Fuck you, YouTube. Fuck you. Bitch ass motherfuckers. Stupid sons of bitches. Trump on Tucker bitches.